There were no crazy gooning sessions in the background.
Okay.
What the?
There was no crazy gooning in the background. That's
Okay.
the main talking point.
I don't think he
Again,
thought that.
I think he's just addressing like Reddit tier like trolls.
Take accountability for it. But ultimately, yeah, I don't ever want to work with Nux going forward. I think that bridge has long since been burned. And
Okay.
like I burned it
Holy
Once
shit,
again,
that's like
once
f***ing 13 times now.
Holy shit. Once again. Okay. Nux will never be my friend again. Holy shit.
These last like few minutes are just very, very hard nailing it in.
So much yap. He's like a kid that got busted by like his dad or something for like stealing from the cookie jar.
Yeah, it's like I will never put my hand in the cookie jar again. I'll never do.
You should have just filmed a video of himself writing on the chalkboard like, I will never talk to Nux
Yeah,
Taku
like
again.
30
I will never
times.
talk to Nux Taku again, and done that for like an hour and then uploaded that.
Live streamed himself doing it.
Yeah. Like, why does he have to clarify this so many times? You know, this is going to be a very fun show where I get to figure out, like, just what the happened to our top guy, our big guy, our #1 Indian, Mr. Mutahar. What happened to him?
Yeah, he's a friend of the show, right? I mean, you've had a long history with him. He's come on your streams and stuff. And kind of while you've been gone, everyone has gone total Mutahar death.
Okay. So that's, you know, that's the thing that I've been wondering, right? So obviously we had our big Bo Black's execution this year.
Yep.
And in that moment, Tipster was kind of risen from the dead. I tried to put a stop to that. Apparently, Nicholas Diorio had Tipster on stream the other day. So the Tipster, whether or not Tipster has good standing in the commentary community is kind of now like, you know, it varies. Like, we're obviously a very anti-Tipster program.
Of course, of course.
Nick is still pro-Tipster, you know, which is a good thing, obviously, because I do want to see like different opinions reside in this community because that just makes it more interesting. But now Mutahar, during the month of December, was completely... I mean, Mutahar was just completely just drugged through the fucking streets. I mean, beaten, mainly by, you know, Chud Logic and Queeman and everybody else. Although Nick Diorio also was just beating into him, just destroying him. And I'm here today to figure out the question, does he deserve it? All right?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Probably does, because here's the thing, right? So the biggest thing with this Mutahar drama is that it seems like, based on my research on this whole situation, what this whole drama kind of resides from is Mutahar's like never-ending sort of quest, and we kind of saw this with Bobox too, of wanting to please everybody, wanting to please every crowd, right? So here's the long and short of this whole situation, right? Mutahar is friends with Nux Taku. Nux Taku gets busted for being a filthy, degenerate creep, right? And the commentary community opinion and the mainstream opinion on this situation was very different.
Yeah, like polar opposites.
Totally polar opposites, and it's still that way to this day. If you ask normies what they think about Nux Taku, he's great, and the cancellation against him was unwarranted. But if you ask the commentary community their opinion on Nux Taku, he's a pedophile.
Yeah.
He's worse than Flamenco.
He
He's
wants
basically
to touch kids.
Flamenco.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
Exactly. And so I'm definitely more in the commentary community line of thinking. But for a guy like Mutahar, this is the conundrum that he was in, right? The commentary community, which is a community that Mutahar has associated with, and even though he's like leagues above the commentary community in terms of clout and status, he's still always associated very strongly and interacted a lot with like people like me and Nick Diorio, and even Chud Logic, who's going to be basically the main character for the stream today because he's pretty much involved in this entire situation, right?
Yep.
But he always associated very close with these people, and he seemed to value a lot what these people think. But he also values a lot what his main base thinks, right? And his main base is full of normies, is full of people that are very, you know, just stupid goys.
Just
total goyim.
Eating the slop up and not giving a fuck about anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I've always seen Mutahar as he's kind of like a critical, except he has a lot more of a hand in the pie when it comes to the commentary community. Because critical always is the type, you know, he covers his own stuff that he wants, and he'll dip into drama every now and then. That's kind of how I saw Mutahar. And, you know, ever since this whole kneeling, you know, it seems like he's tried to distance himself a little bit, which we'll also go into too, where he's like making community posts about it and stuff like that.
Right? His new move now is to be very sort of, you know, he said in his community note he's moving away from slop, but to me it kind of seems like the exact opposite, where he's moving more towards producing slop and staying less, you know, interested in community politics and sort of the commentary community.
Things that can give him backlash, right? I mean, it's easy to produce the slop, which is the video game videos or just the videos about AI or whatever, but it seems like he's kind of trying to avoid the situation he's gotten himself into over the past couple months with.
Well, here's the thing that's so funny about this, right? This whole situation relates strongly to Shadman. And what did we see with every drama slop creator when the Shadman drama, happened, right? Suddenly, Critical, Ludwig, and now Mutahar are moving away from talking about drama.
Yeah.
And it all kind of ties back. I mean, Critical maybe not, because Critical is more tied to Sneeko and his horrendous debate with Sneeko.
Yeah, where he was.
My take on the Critical Sneeko debate, by the way, is that they both lost because Sneeko sounded like a pedophile and Critical sounded like just a fucking retard.
Yeah, there was no...
I mean, he got completely
that.
lapped by the pedophile in the debate,
right.
which was just that's like supposed to be impossible, right? But my main point is, right, with all these like slop sort of commentary creators, you've noticed like in the last year they're starting to move away from drama. Before they were away from drama because when you get involved in drama as such a high profile, high status creator, it opens the door to opens your ass to getting fucked, basically, right?
Yeah.
That's the problem. But then creators realize that, wait a minute, drama still sells. Making drama content, making commentary content still is interesting to like the average goyim watching their videos. So we should probably produce these videos, but produce them in a safe way and produce them in the most uncontroversial, non-dangerous way possible. But obviously still with it being drama, it still opens the door to several lines of attacks and, harassment campaigns and just things happening to them that they are not really built to face.
Yeah, I mean, to follow that up and connect to what you were saying earlier, it all started with the Dr. Disrespect stuff. The Dr. Disrespect stuff, people like Critical, people like Ludwig covered that immediately, right? And that was a pretty safe thing to cover. It's pretty safe to go and just say Dr. Disrespect bad, right? Like that wasn't really necessarily hard. Yeah, of course. But then, when they didn't follow up with the same kind of energy towards Chris Tyson, towards Shadman, that's when they got all the backlash. That's when Critical would go live.
Right, because now they have to publicly bash a trans creator, right?
Yeah.
They don't want to do that because trans people are a marginalized community and they're always getting accused of being pedophiles and they don't want to, feed into this harmful rhetoric. That's actually what Pokemon said, by the way.
Yeah.
That's actually something
I think that's
Pokemon
the tweet.
said.
Yeah, either her or Valkyrie or both. We're just like, this is harmful rhetoric after the Dr. Disrespect stuff, which again, they were right for, but it's a little bit strange. Exactly. That's when they decided to.
They realized that they can't keep the same energy because of the fucking social political pressure. So they just fold and abandon it entirely. They're like, actually, I don't like drama anymore. Actually, I'm above this. I mean, how many times have you seen creators do this thing where it's like they get into drama and suddenly they think that they're above drama? Which I don't know necessarily if that's what Mutahar's strategy sort of was. It seems like that, and we're going to come to a definitive conclusion on this stream.
Right.
So a while back ago, Mutahar made a now infamous call-in to the streamer Chud Logic, where basically what happened is, and we're going to see this play out, but the Shadman allegations came home to roost.
Yep.
Nux Taku was caught, associating with and celebrating Shadman's work. And Mutahar was questioned on his association with Shadman. Mutahar has a podcast, his association with Nux, right? Mutahar has a podcast with Nux, and Mutahar tells Chud Logic that the podcast is done for two reasons. One, because of behind-the-scenes business that's undisclosed, and the second reason is because of the Nux Taku Shadman allegations. And this would be the clip that is basically like, the fucking spinal cord of this fucking whole drama.
It all starts from this, basically.
Let's take a look.
I'm hearing and seeing a lot of rumors and criticism of Nux Taku for his connection to Shadman that many are saying he's trying to disassociate himself from now because it's controversial. Do you have any perspectives or takes on that?
I haven't followed anything on it. I did have a call with him, and he did tell me like they interacted before. I think it was like the collab shit.
Oh. Yeah, and for context, this is what, maybe 4 months ago, 5 months ago?
This is back in August.
Okay, so back in August, yeah.
So I haven't followed any of the drama, but I called him about it.
I haven't followed it, but I called him. Okay, so this is months ago, and it's developed over the last few months. So.
And from just like behind the scenes, he told me that this was all like a fucking joke or something at the time, which is like, I never pressed so hard into that. Just because I have no knowledge of like how far his relationship goes. All I know about Shadman is like the last 6 days, there's been a fucking mega leak of everyone's interactions, like Elvis the Alien, Nux, everyone. So it's like I don't know the extent of it, but obviously it's a disavowal if he ever obviously wanted to collaborate with him in a meaningful way.
Which he did.
Yeah, so he's laying out the groundwork here, by the way. Months ago, he's laying out the groundwork. It's an immediate disavowal if Nux ever wanted to collaborate with Shadman in any meaningful way, which we have in the docket that he openly did.
Right.
But, okay, so at the time, everyone's like, you know what, that sounds okay. It sounds reasonable. As he's talking here to Chud.
Way or like defend him or something, you know?
Yeah, sure. And, obviously I don't want to like super hardcore hold you to account for someone else's actions.
And I also just want to say I don't ever would believe that Nux would have no idea about the Shadman child lolly drawing stuff. Like that would make no fucking sense. He's been in the space long enough to know better.
Sure.
So if this was like a genuine interaction, like I have no doubt as somebody that, is in the anime culture to not fucking have any clue that Shadman was doing crazy shit. Like you'd have no, if I knew that Shadman was drawing fucking kids and doing crazy shit, Nux definitely did, and that's never
right.
Okay.
That sounds reasonable to me.
I mean, that's my take, right?
Yeah.
Every YouTuber, so when the Shadman stuff happened, every YouTuber's claiming like, I didn't know that. I just thought he was. I don't know what they think that he thought he was. I mean, Shadman's pretty open about the shit that he draws and is into. He's open about his liking for children. He talks about it in his Discord. Yeah. The situation where Shadman drew Keemstar's daughter resulted in a confrontation with Colossal's Crazy that has 500,000 views that took place at a time, by the way. The landscape of YouTube is very, very, very different in 2016. When Colossal called into Shadman's stream to confront him about that stuff, it got 500,000 views and everybody was watching it. This is at a time when PewDiePie and KSI were listening to like every word Colossal was saying.
Right.
So, yeah, this was a highly publicized issue. The whole reason why Shadman's website was even at risk of getting banned was because he was drawing realistic drawings of known child actors, right? So, when people say like, oh, I just thought he was a little bit edgy or a little bit of a gooner, I didn't know that he was actually crazy. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Half the shit he draws is fucking lolicon.
Especially when they're all active around that time. Like even, I will say for myself, like I wasn't really active on the internet when that initially broke out in 2016. And then I myself, kind of came back a little bit, around 2020, 2021. I never even barely heard of Shadman as a concept or as a person. But Mutahar's right here where he says, if I've heard of Shadman, because he was active around the time, Nux definitely has, right? So Nux has always been an anime fucking cartoon YouTuber, right? For years. I'm sure before 2016 even. He's always known about this kind of stuff. So it's not an excuse like maybe he came to the internet in 2020 and he just missed it. That could be possible, but I don't think he was not around then, right? So I don't know if he has that as an out, as a possibility.
I'm heavily skeptical and I just downright do not buy it. You know what I mean? But we'll get into more of that.
Are you going to keep him off the podcast?
Okay, crucial question. Are you going to keep Nux on the podcast? Here's Mutahar's answer.
Yeah.
Back in August.
No, we would cancel the podcast.
Okay.
It's not happening. The podcast is done.
This is hard because obviously, people want me
podcast is done. Yeah, podcast is done now.
I just want to point out, before they continue, Chud is about to switch topics. Muta really makes it clear that this is what he wants to say. Mutahar interrupts Chud and is like, podcast is done. Podcast is done.
Right.
As Chud's like talking, because I think Chud thinks he's joking.
Yeah.
Mutahar's making sure, nope, this is not a joke.
This is my statement on
this.
This
is very serious, yeah.
And what we're going to see as like a pattern throughout this whole drama is Mutahar keeps making statements, even up to his post-Nux Clarity video. Muta keeps making statements about something and then going back.
Right.
Ruining the trust between any party that'd be willing to listen to him or support him, right? Like Mutahar's, again, trying to appease like both sides of the internet. He's trying to appease the commentary side that's very anti-Lolly and anti-Nux, and the mainstream side that's very...
They don't
doesn't
give a fuck.
care.
Yeah, they
They
care.
don't give a fuck about Lolly and they like Nux, right? These are two impossible groups to simultaneously please.
Yeah.
So he had to pick one or the other. Mutahar's problem is he picked both communities to appease to. He appeased commentary and then said, oh, by the way, I disavow everything I said. I'm still friends with Nux. Here's my statement on that.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to move on and make videos about GTA or something, which has had everybody furious, right?
Right.
And by the way, we reached out to Muta for a statement or offering him to call in. And I mean, that offer is still open, obviously, but I reached out to Muta and I was like, hey, by the way, I'm going to cover this. I'm going to look into this or whatever, right? If you have some sort of statement, that'd be nice because we don't really know what you kind of just disappeared or whatever, right?
Yeah, we don't know what happened. No one's been able to talk to you. So what's going on? And
the thing is, Muta's always been very sort of transparent, right? Or at least seemingly so.
Right. He's usually communicative when stuff's going on.
Extremely.
I mean, even when I worked like on Locale Live, like there was a time when Keem and I were beefing, and Muta was the one who reached out to me, and I actually appreciated this time. He reached out to me. He reached out to Keem. He was like, let's set up a meeting that we can have together. And he scheduled us to all have like this business meeting during Lolcat Live. So he's normally communicative. So for him to be like just completely ghosting everyone, for me, my only interaction with Muta was that. And then I think he was in Among Us tournaments years ago. I was surprised with this. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, he's always usually very transparent and clear about like what is, going on, what he thinks about something. So for him to be completely distant, left every group chat, and it's like, it gets in this question too, because a lot of people that are on Mutahar's side are like, why does he owe any of you a response? And it's like, okay, well, I guess he doesn't, we can't force him to give us a response, but what the fuck does that matter?
Right.
Just because he doesn't owe us a response doesn't mean that we're not going to be sitting here going like, what the fuck,
Exactly. No, it makes total sense. So.
I see that like comments so often. People are like, why does Muta owe you anything? It's like, well, shit, I guess, damn, you're right, dude. I guess he doesn't owe us anything.
He can just sweep it under the rug. He can talk to you guys and say things to you.
What argument does that respond to?
Yeah, he can say things to you and like say his piece about things and say his statements, but then he can also just ghost you and just forget about it, and he doesn't owe you shit.
Right, exactly. It's like, okay, well, I guess he doesn't owe us anything. It reminds me when like people give like an opinion on something, and somebody else will be like, nobody asked for your opinion, dude. It's like, okay, I guess, sure, nobody asked, but
just go watch something else.
I'm just gonna still say it.
Like, yeah.
people always like have a tendency of just saying something that doesn't really respond to anything. They just say fluff.
Exactly.
So yeah. Smooth Criminal through 5 says, I'll save y'all the speculating. It was the goddamn Sonichu medallion. That shit is cursed. It is actually cursed.
Yeah.
Genuinely. Let's finish this clip.
Yep.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the podcast is over. We are not filming the last episode. It's over.
Is that are you serious?
Yeah, we're not doing the podcast anymore. It's done.
Why?
We're supposed to film on Tuesday. Well, there's a couple reasons for it. A lot of that was obviously some of the Shad stuff too, because we were kind of sitting there. We're like, me and Caleb, we were just like, this is, I don't know, it's weird. The other thing was
me and Caleb Oompaville were like, this is weird.
Yeah, that was part of it.
Yeah, so him and Oompa according to him right now, him and Oompa had a private call discussing, what do we do about this Nux guy? He has this weird shit going on. They both come to the conclusion it's weird.
Well, there's two calls he's mentioning here. He's mentioning a Nux call, because just a second ago he said I called Nux and talked to him about it. I haven't followed it, but I called Nux. And now he's mentioning either a second call or a three-way group call that him and Oompa had, where they didn't talk about this and said it was weird. And now he's saying it's contributing to them ending and cutting ties with Nux.
Yeah.
So, okay. I mean...
You just want to redo things maybe like 2 months down the road or something. Between each other, and that's kind of where we're at.
So then he leaves it ambiguous. This is where it gets confusing now. So he's like, we'll leave it down the road 2 months from now, maybe get back together and work on something. So it's like, wait a minute, you just said he's weird, you said the show's over, if he associated with Nux, if he associated with Shad, Nux is done.
Yeah.
But now he's like, maybe in a few months we'll work on something else. What?
Okay.
The fuck does that mean?
Well, middle of the road take.
So he gives that sort of confusing take, right?
Mutahar initially explains his uncertainty about the situation.
He did tell me like they interacted before. I think it was like the collab shit. Okay. And from just like behind the scenes, he told me that this was all like a fucking joke or something at the time, which is like, I never pressed so hard into that just because I have no knowledge of like how far his relationship goes.
In spite of the uncertainty though, things quickly got both spicier and muddier.
Are you going to keep on the podcast?
No, we would cancel the podcast.
No.
It's not happening. The podcast is done.
This is hard because obviously, people won't...
Podcast is done, yeah. Podcast is done now.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the podcast is over. We are not filming the last episode. It's over.
Again, I just love that he interrupts Chud just to clearly specify it. Yeah. We're done. It's over.
It's finished.
Fuck this podcast. We're kicking this fucking pedo off. He doesn't say that last part, but...
It's implied.
Yeah.
It's implied that there's something
like,
bad.
No, this is done. And it's like, all right, dude. Chaos and Control through 5 says, enjoy my super chat. It's tax-free, bitch.
See nuclear statement in this context.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we're not doing the podcast anymore. It's done.
Why?
We're supposed to film on Tuesday. Well, there's a couple reasons for it. A lot of that was obviously some of the Shad stuff too, because we were kind of sitting there. We're like, me and Caleb, we were just like, this is, I don't know, it's weird. The other thing was we just want to redo things maybe like 2 months down the road or something between each other, and that's kind of where we're at.
This is the key snippet. Two things are mentioned. The podcast ending and an episode being cancelled. And two reasons are given. The Nux stuff being weird and an apparent plan they already had. Do the two reasons apply to both? Does one apply to one? Does one apply to the other?
Like, start getting iced out. Sorry.
I mean, for me, for like Nux or whatever, like I talked to him and he's a good friend behind the scenes for sure. And this whole situation, like I would have to really look into more of his involvement and like everything. Like if you want to walk me through it, like I'd be completely fine.
And in some
So yeah, everything Mutahar is saying, by the way, is just appeasing Chud's chat, and because obviously he's not going to say like, well, Nux is my friend, and I'll kill, rape, and die for him. If he says that, then Chud's chat is going to be furious. Right?
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, realistically, I don't know if it'd be the worst thing in the world if Mutahar was to be like, Nux is my friend. I think it's fair to have some criticism against him, but I've known him for a long time. I think he's reformed, or I don't know, something. I mean, he still could be criticized for that, but instead he's going the complete opposite of sweep route, where it's Nux is fucking banished, the show is fucking dead. So instead of taking like a realistic middle ground, he takes like the ultimate extreme of just like, it's fucking done, total Nux death.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think in Chud's stream, one thing that I've noticed with Chud's stream, it's a lot more confrontational focus. Like what Nux was talking about earlier. Chud's stream is actually confrontations. Like, if you've got something going on, Chud's going to question you about it, because Chud's chat, he's groomed his chat to be very perceptive and, the sweeping allegations and stuff like that, right? So I think Mutahar probably noticed that, and he was like, okay, I'm in a confrontational area, so if I give him more, if he was on maybe like RFC or something, right, admittedly, he might be more comfortable giving a sort of middle-of-the-road take, but on Chud's stream,
he feels obligated to appease them or something. Yeah. Well, especially for a personality like Mutahar, who as we've already been saying, is over-appeasing and trying to please every crowd. Mm-hmm. When you're like that, and then you're in that environment, you start responding like that.
Yeah.
So
he's saying everything to appease the chat there, and he's going to end up tying himself many, many knots here.
Somehow it gets even less clear, because despite such definitive statements, Mutahar is again expressing uncertainty, before later really homing in on the element of Nuxtaku's character that irks me.
I feel like if he had any interaction, it should just come clean entirely. It does come across a little weird that he made a whole response, but he admitted.
Now he's like putting the onus on Nux. He needs to come clean about his whole interactions.
Any interactions he's had,
So he takes it so far, too. Again, he doesn't just say one thing. He explicitly says, we're done, the show is over. If the shit is true, this is fucked. I'm cutting him off. He needs to come clean.
Yeah.
He must confess his crimes. It's like, whoa. That's not what Chud was even necessarily asking. You're taking it multiple steps in that direction.
Right.
That part, it's like, I think if you're in that camp, if you ever interacted with Chadman, just completely own up to it once, take the fucking L and move on. But that's just weird if you're not able to. I don't know. It almost seems like kind of like hiding an interaction for no real reason.
And then a later comment sounds even worse.
There's no reason to really hide it unless like the interaction was more deeper than it was initially let on, is what I would say.
There's more said than I've shown in these clips, but I think it's clear that while the specifics were murky, the tone was a little hardcore. It's easy to understand how people could interpret this in different ways, but there were one or two concrete statements, and I want to focus on this one.
We are not filming the last episode. It's over.
Cut and dry. It's over. They're not filming the last episode. I think we ourselves can home in on that and say the cancellation of the last episode is probably down to the Nuxtaku controversy regarding.
Probably, right?
At least partially, if not entirely.
Yeah.
Because he just said it.
It's a strong point. It's a strong thing that they're considering, right?
Yeah.
So clearly it's having a lot of effect on their decision making. But again, you have to guess because he says a million different things. It's like, I guess that's what you meant, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Association with Shadman. But as with so many things that relate to Nux, even with this, there's slipping, there's sliding, there's sliminess. There did end up being a final episode recorded and published featuring Nux. Which isn't the issue. I'm not saying, he said there wasn't going to be and now there is. No, it's fine. It's all right. You can change your mind. However, what bothers me is the blatant sweeping, as the kids call it, that accompanied this. One more example of spineless, subtly deceptive behavior to throw on the pile. You see, it must have been Nuxtaku's lucky day. Chud Logic and a Twitter user, understandably given what Mutahar said and the way he said it, mischaracterized the situation. Chud's title stated Nux was kicked from the podcast, and the tweet claimed it was ending because of this controversy, which as we know now is not accurate. Nux seizes on this error in his defense video. He even has a big ol' yapping clip from Mutahar reinforcing that it's false. The podcast was not ending because of Nux. In fact, they intended to work together in the future if possible. Great.
So should we play that clip?
If he doesn't hear, we have the...
I don't know if he plays like a lot of Nux's video. I think he plays like Chud, a little bit of Chud reacting to it.
Yeah.
But we do have like a little bit of that clipped, right? This is
it's the timestamp of Nux made a video responding to I think the
Nux
Chris Tyson stuff.
Stream. So this is right here. I think we should pull this up.
Is in a call with Chud Logic, streamer guy. I actually like.
So this is Nux talking. Oh no, I actually like. Oh no. So this is like this is Nux responding to what we just heard, which is Mutahar on Chud. And he kind of responds to a lot of stuff here. He responds to lyrics. He responds to everything, right? tries to do a sweep job, but as you can see, there's a lot of holes in everything that he says in this video.
Yeah.
Let's listen from this timestamp.
Mutahar playing in a minute that he sent me for this video to clarify. So I will play that in just a moment.
Is that sounding good? Yeah,
levels?
make sure
Yeah.
that doesn't peak.
Yeah, it's good.
All right.
In this video, Muta is in a call with Chud Logic, streamer guy. I actually like a lot of his coverage of a lot of different stuff. So this
Oh, no.
I actually like him.
Oh, no.
kind of blindsided me a little bit. And here is the clip that everyone is going wild over.
Podcast is done. Yeah, podcast is done now.
Yeah, so this is coming off the heels of the Shadman discussion. So it really does look like, yeah, Shadman stuff happens, Nux caught in the crossfire, podcast done. Realistically, podcast being done is for completely other reasons, and it is a total coincidence that it's happening at the same time as the Shadman stuff. Again, I don't expect people to believe.
It's just a coincidence, guys. Coincidence.
It's just a coincidence. So Mutahar just spoke out of his ass?
Yeah, yo, what? This is what confuses me so much about this video. Why is Nux not furious at Mutahar for saying this, right?
Yeah.
Why is Nux not like, this guy's a fucking retard and I get fucking fired? Because Mutahar is basically implying that he fired Nux.
He fired Nux. Yeah, and I don't think that Harmful put this part in his video, but we did watch the clip earlier where he specifically said, me and Caleb, Oompaville, had a call and talked about the Shadman Nux stuff and said, this is weird.
Yeah.
So it's even beyond just like, no, he's gone because he's like, we had a meeting together. We put our heads together and decided it's done for this reason.
Yeah.
If I was Nux, and if what he's saying is true, which that never happened, I would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly. If somebody lies, you know, somebody you previously worked with and lies and says that they fired you, you're going to be furious. You're going to be like, this is not true. What the fuck? And then you're going to prove that it's not true.
Yeah.
But instead, Nux takes a very different approach, a very unnatural approach to this situation.
Yeah.
Believe me, because people are taking everything I say out of context in the ugliest possible of ways. So I will definitely let Muta doing the talking for me. Like he says over here, nothing to do with our relationship with Nux. Literally nothing to do with it, by the way. But anyway, let's see the rest of the clip, because it is pretty damning, I'm not going to lie. I think Muta definitely misspoke a little bit here.
Wait, what?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Again, he's not mad. Because I would be. Any normal person who, you know, their friend, their ex-business partner lying and saying that they fired you would obviously result in a very negative reaction. But no. There's just nothing to see here, guys. Just a little bit of a misspeak. You know, let me just very calmly correct it. Okay.
Yeah, the podcast is over. We are not filming the last episode. It's over.
Yep. Podcast.
Is that are you serious?
Yep.
Yeah, we're not doing the podcast anymore. It's done.
Why?
We're supposed to film on Tuesday. Well, there's a couple reasons for it. A lot of that was obviously some of the Shad stuff too, because we were kind of sitting there. We're like, me and Caleb, we were just like, this is, I don't know, it's weird. The other thing was weird.
There's so much I wish I could say. But I promised I would not say it yet. We gotta wait. Frick, I don't want to say anything and throw anyone else under any buses here with why the podcast is stopping the way it is. The point is, it's literally all for behind the scenes restructuring. It has nothing to do with me and my association with Shadman.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see
zero.
Yeah.
In fact, it's the least to do with me out of the three of us as to why this podcast is stopping right now. It's going on hiatus. Hopefully we will pick up something. We do have an epic project plan potentially in the works, which again, not exactly the place to shout out future ventures and stuff, but yeah, nothing to do with me. And Muta even says, for context, your podcast is ending for a lot of behind the scenes restructuring at the moment. Nothing to do with me. It's purely business and...
He says that so many times.
He says like 50 times. Nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me.
No. It's not what it looks like. Basically says that.
Yeah, literally. It's not what it looks like. Your ears deceive you.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Behind the scenes shit. I will provide more details about this matter as it unfolds, because you obviously do not have the full story in this clip. And then he says, and nothing to do with our relationship to Nux. Which is, again, yeah, he clarified. It has nothing to do with anything. Of course, it didn't stop this video from still coming out. Nux Taku kicked from the Somewhere Near podcast, not because of Shadman.
So he gets mad at this, like, Chud Logic title. And honestly, it's like, why?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, so I mean, there's two things he's pointing out. One, he's obviously upset that Chud obviously is being snarky in his title, of course, but I think it's justified because, yeah, no shit, you're gonna be like, oh, not because of Shadman, guys, I swear. See, I mean, he's right. Chud is being snarky, but it's also like you came onto Chud's podcast, said that, And then now you're sweeping it. So of course Shud is gonna be like, "Oh guys, ignore this. Don't worry about that."
Yeah, because that's exactly what it sounds like.
That's exactly what
you
happens.
have Mutahar going in the show saying it's because of this. Then they're all being weird on Twitter, right? So Chud's gonna tell the video, "Okay, I see what's going on here." And then they get mad at Chud for acting like that. And it's like, dude, what do you guys think you sound like right now?
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Because the Shadman stuff also, this isn't, by the way, it might sound petty. It might sound like, this isn't just like, oh, it's because Nux collabed with someone that we don't like. It's over like the video we just watched on Harmful Opinions, all the weird stuff he said, the Shadman icons in his
Muta
in his
specifically
stuff.
asked, he was like, if there's something against Nux, show it to me.
Exactly. Yeah, so my point being, it's like, the disavow is absolutely not over Shadman, not over all these horrible like lolly allegations with interacting with this weird fucking drawn CP artist. It's a pretty extreme statement to say that that's the reason why the podcast ended, right?
Yeah.
So now that you're sweeping it, it's very strange.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Muta directly asked for information, right?
Yeah.
When that information was provided, Mutahar was just AFK or whatever. He's just gone.
He just dipped.
All right, bro.
With the greatest selective hearing of all time, but it literally does have nothing to do with
it's selective hearing too, by the way. He says it's selective hearing.
Dude.
So it's selective hearing when you hear what Mutahar says about the Shadman stuff. It's not selective though, because he's listening and hearing your argument that it's actually not to do with that. He just doesn't believe you.
Yeah.
It's not like he's like, oh, let's ignore their response. It's, we see your response, but we think that you're covering something up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
God, this is crazy. Somebody just donated through $5. Did you guys already cover how Nux did a defense video for Zero? No, I heard that. So we'll get into that with Post-Nux Clarity. But apparently, Muta sent a copy of Post-Nux Clarity before he published it to Nick.
Yeah, Nick DiRio. Right? Yeah.
And they were like and Nick previously had sent Muta a video of Nux defending Zero. Nux apparently has now privated that defense of Zero.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
What's going on there?
Why would you?
Yeah. Do you just know? Don't. Are you anti-Zero now?
Yeah. Why? What's the? I guess maybe he heard about it. He heard that that was on Nick's radar, and he tried to sweep it under the rug.
Does anybody have a copy of that video?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think has Nick ever played that. I mean, I'm sure he has if it exists.
Well, I mean, another point to this is that obviously that means that Nux got word that this was on Nick's radar.
Oh, chat says I just leaked shit. Okay.
No,
whatever. I leaked something.
What did you? I don't see.
Yeah, I think I leaked that Muta and Nick shared that or something. I don't fucking know. Who cares?
I think Nick's already said that. That's why Nick's mad about it. That's why Nick's upset on stream, because he's like, you sent me something and then you ghosted me.
Yeah.
You sent a review copy to me. But no, point is that if Nux now privated the Zero video, that means that Mutahar informed Nux that this is on Nick's radar.
Mm-hmm.
Because what are the reason when Nux have to go back to private a fucking multi-year-old video? You think he just randomly thought to do that? No, that means that he got aware that this was on Nick's radar and swept it up.
Yeah. Chat's saying Nick has the video. I want to see his video defending, maybe not today because we're already getting into a lot of content, but I would be curious to see what is in that type of video. I'm super curious.
Yeah.
So anyway, going back to this Nux video that we're watching right now. So he brings Mutahar on to record a private a pre-recorded segment where Muta's basically does a sweep job. I mean, that's basically what this is, right? So he brings Mutahar on.
The greatest selective hearing of all time, but it literally does have nothing to do with Shadman.
Hey everybody, Muta here, and I just wanted to make it as clear as possible. This podcast is not over because of Nux and his situation currently. Ladies and gentlemen, a couple days ago at this point, I was on a podcast, or not a podcast, but I was on a live stream with a creator known as Chud Logic, and I wasn't exactly clear as to the ending of the podcast, which really is an ending. Let me be more clear with you. The timing of this is actually purely coincidental, like you see on all those disclaimers for any movie or television show you're watching, or video game that you're playing. No, in reality, what actually happened is me and Caleb, we have our own kind of thing.
Blah, 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 and then he explains business.
Yeah, he explains business stuff.
So,
which goes on for
we don't
5 minutes. We try to watch it. There's nothing more interesting. So he's basically saying it's nothing. Now, I feel like what's kind of owed here immediately is an apology to Nux if what he's saying is true. An apology to Nux and an apology to Chud instantly.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like you have to take the L, bite the bullet, immediately say, Sorry to Chud Logic for going on your stream and spreading shit. That was not true. That's completely my mistake.
Dude, that's so true because this segment right here from Muta also makes no sense, right? First of all, Nux isn't furious that Muta lied, apparently, that, he was fired. But then Muta isn't even giving Nux that apology that Nux supposedly is owed.
Yeah.
So this interaction is not natural. It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, this is the time where, as a YouTuber, when you do what you just did to Chud Logic's stream, you apologize to Chud. You say, my bad, I went on your stream. I spewed shit that wasn't true. I misspoke. Correcting the record now. I fucked up. And you apologize to Nux if what he's saying is true. I think it's probably a bit of a sweep. But if what you're saying is true, you say, and I'm sorry to Nux for lying about our interactions and the reason for the podcast ending. But instead, he just says, I want to clear the record. I wasn't exactly clear. You were a little worse than not clear. You completely blatantly said something totally untrue.
In the other direction.
Yeah, exactly. So he's wording this just very poorly. It's kind of a shitty statement.
It's a shitty statement, and it also doesn't really make any sense. It doesn't really track. People in chat are asking, do we have... I wasn't going to play this originally, but they want Chud's legendary freakout. Do you have that clip?
I do have it. I can pull it up real quick.
Pull up Chud's reaction to all of this
shit. Just a second here while I pull it up.
It actually embodies, everything.
Yeah.
The frustration he must have felt seeing this all play back live. This is all a month before I came back to the internet, too. So this was fucking crazy. Yeah, we're already pulling up. Snaggle's even throwing it in there.
Yeah, here we go.
Play this shit. This is so fucking funny.
Freak! This fucking freak got swept for, and it made me look like I was being a fucking retard. It's completely obscene. It is totally fucking obscene, bro. What the fuck was Mutahar thinking? This is fucking obscenity. This is totally obscene, okay? Moves were made that called into question the quality of my fucking reporting, okay? When I did nothing wrong. And Nuxtaku is a total fucking freak. This is the guy you're fucking sweeping for? Seriously? Give me a fucking break, dude. Oh my god. Dude, I can't take it. I'm trying to keep my cool. I'm trying to be relaxed, okay? I'm trying to be fucking cool about this, but I'm fucking losing it right now, dude. Holy fuck, bro. This is shameful. This is fucking shameful, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god.
W crash out.
Oh my god, bro. Exactly though. Seeing this shit play out in real time must have been fucking psycho. Because again, Muta, this is not Muta's reputation. Muta's reputation in this community has never been sleazy businessman. That's not been his vibe at all. This is all completely. And people are saying oh, he's exhibited these behaviors for years. Sure, maybe in hindsight we can say that, but at the time, this is not what Mutahar.
There wasn't
really
dozens
this is not
and dozens.
expected behavior.
Yeah, there wasn't dozens of examples of this. I've seen some critical videos where they pull up a few things in the past or whatever, and that might be true. But again, it wasn't. You usually have to do a few things sleazy to get that reputation. You didn't really have the reputation yet. Now it's kind of coming out where it's what the fuck is this sweep job? What the fuck? Why are you describing it this way? I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it why he didn't apologize to Chud and didn't apologize to Nux. He just took this weird route. So
he took this weird route. I'm trying to figure out what we should play next. So, let's play. Okay, so Nux responds to this on stream, so we kind of looked at that or whatever.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, right? All of this drama took place around 4 months ago, and then it was just mysteriously dropped.
Yeah.
And it was kind of just left with no closure. Nobody really knew what was next in this whole situation.
Yeah.
So I guess it was brought back up again. Let me see here. Oh yeah. So about a month ago, this was brought back up on Mutahar's subreddit.
Okay.
A viral post went up, and this is very interesting. This is from this r/some ordinary gamers subreddit, and it's a post that only at the time had 7 upvotes. Really?
From 13 hours ago too. Not new.
This is the post that apparently spawned this entire post-Nux Clarity video that we're about to look at.
Allegedly, yeah.
But I thought this was a viral post in his subreddit. This only has 7 likes. And it says, resurface video of Oompaville, Some Ordinary Gamers, and Nuxtaku watching lolly porn together on a Discord call. So Muta sees this, he freaks out. And he gives a big, lengthy response. He says, can't speak for Caleb, but from what I remember regarding stuff like this is stuff from Nux showing us hentai for his competitions, and usually in this, there are around multiple creators. No defense here. I'm not knowledgeable or on anything anime, and I blindly assumed someone we collaborated at the time showed us hentai and nothing illegal. So Muta plays the card where he's like, I don't really know anime culture. I don't get anime. Even though there's plenty of clips of him talking about his, all this hentai he reviewed or whatever, or crazy hentai he's seen, right?
Yeah, there is or like, what was it? That one clip of him talking about dropouts. Yeah, so he definitely does know
Dropout
anime. He definitely does know anime. So a little bit weird to say you had no idea. Now, I will say maybe you assumed it was just hentai, nothing illegal. Maybe you assumed it was all over age. But actually watching the video, it's kind of I think it's kind of implied, right? Or
well, it's such a. The point is it's just such a fucking lazy lie to make, but that's totally unnecessary here for this statement. He's like, I don't really know anime. You do. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm not saying he's like the biggest fucking. He's got the
he's
anime
not
dungeon,
he's
hentai
not
dungeon or something. But still, it's like you do know somewhat about anime. And also, what does really knowing anything about anime even fucking mean? What does knowing? I'd see Tipster say this, in the past or whatever, right? When it comes to situations like Lolly and the rum situation, he's like,
they use the same excuse.
You guys don't know anime culture. What the fuck does knowing anime culture mean? I know anime is a thing. I know it exists.
Right. Well, I would say I don't know anime culture. I've probably watched 1 to 2 animes ever in my life in its entirety. But does that mean that I can't identify when something is fucking lolicon?
How much anime do you need to watch before you can start identifying child porn?
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
This is the question that I'm wondering, right? Because everyone keeps bringing up this barrier of knowledge, this barrier of entry for anime. You don't know anime. Oh shit! I mean, what knowledge do you gain by knowing anime? How long does it take to understand it? It's not a fucking language. It's not like this is some thing that you have to study and get a PhD in. It's just anime exists. There's a culture around it. It comes from Japan. What the fuck more do you need to know?
I don't know.
Anyway, he continues. Since this appears to now come from something more sinister, I apologize for what I said in this, and I'm livid at Nux, who was quite against this kind of material in both public and private conversations with us. Whatever he showed us at the time, I had believed would just fall under a legal hentai banner in Canada and the US, and assumed poorly that all of it would just be legal after filming and just going on my day. Then somebody says, will you be continuing your friendship with Nux?
Wow, another time he's asked.
Oh,
so this is months after the Chud clip, right? Because the Chud clip was way back in July. Now this is 27 days ago on YouTube Drama. So 3 months later, 4 months later, someone asks him again. Sorry, continue.
So somebody asked, will you be continuing your friendship with Nux? Just curious, considering this is arguably worse than the picture Ava Tyson put up on the wall at Mr. Beast's house. It does also cast some doubt on Nux's story about his communication with Shad. Mutahar says, no, if he's showing things under a false pretension, then I have no reason to continue with the relationship. Again, he says the same thing he said on Chud months prior.
And now it's for a separate reason. So originally he was done because of Shad Man. Now he's done because of this old Lolly video. He's saying, you falsely showed me stuff. It was a false presentation. I thought it was legal, just weird hentai shit. It actually was lolicon, and fuck this guy for that.
Yeah.
So that's a second reason he's now added to completely disavow Nux in the past X months, 4 months.
And so this whole situation then prompts Hassan to get involved. And Hassan starts making some dangerous implications about Mutahar. Let's see here. Oh, if I can play the fucking clip, bro, please.
I would actually be expecting a ban. A couple...
So for context, Mutahar makes a video because of all the Twitch drama, right?
Yeah.
Where Hassan's promoting terrorists and platforming terrorists and watching terrorist propaganda on stream.
Right.
Muta makes a video taking Destiny's side.
Basically saying, I would be banned from YouTube if I played the same clips. I would expect to be banned if I played these terrorist propaganda clips that you're playing, Hassan.
And Hassan comes up with a very punchy rebuttal.
Would actually be expecting a ban. A couple...
Would you? Those fucking those videos are on YouTube. They're on Twitter. It's a video that's hosted on YouTube and Twitter. It's not akin to ISIS, dumbass.
Okay.
About a year or two ago, I was actually assisting a couple smaller YouTubers who basically had memes.
There are literal neo-Nazis on YouTube. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay,
Hassan.
Apparently, some of them even, maybe not neo-Nazis, but some YouTubers even sit around and do reviews of child porn.
Oh.
Whoa!
Holy shit!
Wait a minute! Whoa!
Whoa! Holy fuck, Hassan.
Shit! Holy shit.
Holy shit. He went all in.
I mean, that's a Hassan W right there. He flat out says it. I love that he says child porn and not lolly.
Yeah, he says child porn, drawn child porn, but yeah.
Calls it exactly what it is and oh my God, bro.
Of child porn, drawn child porn, hentai, lolicon. That's how little YouTube gives a shit.
He zooms in.
Their own terms of service.
Holy shit.
You know, Mutahar should know that. Seemingly, he participated in a review of lolicon himself.
Holy fucking shit,
dude.
man.
Holy shit. Now, I'm told that basically this Hassan clip had nothing to do. I was told that the reason why Mutahar made post-Nux Clarity, which we're about to look at right now, was because Hassan was going after him. I think that's just speculation or whatever.
Well, we don't really know. Again, Muto has not communicated shit with anyone.
Yeah.
So all of it's speculation, but this was definitely a very big YouTuber. Now it escalated. We just looked at the post before. It was like a 7-up vote post. Now it's escalated to one of the biggest Twitch streamers on the website making the claim against you.
Yep.
So now he's like, well, fuck. I'm pressured now. I got to make a video.
So he does make that video, and we're going to take a look at it right now. If we don't... So, ladies and gentlemen, this was Mutahar's video post-Nux Clarity. I don't know the exact date that this was released. It was sometime earlier this month in December. I guess... date of upload, December 2nd. And this video was deleted after about a day, I believe. Maybe even shorter than that.
Yeah, I think it was like 6 hours.
6 hours?
I think. I might be wrong, but around just a few hours, like no more than a dozen hours.
So in this video, Mutahar makes a lot of damning statements and damning claims about Nux. Not just his character and the weird shit that he's looked at or whatever, but also Nux apparently mishandling essay allegation that he covered or something like that.
Yeah.
He goes really all in, I guess, the night before. So here's the timeline of events, right? Mutahar is getting pressure on Reddit. One guy with 8 upvotes.
Yep.
Mutahar's getting pressure from Hassan, biggest reach on the internet.
Yep.
And he feels compelled. He's like, finally, I've been silent about Nux for 4 months. I've got to do something about this now because this could snowball and get ugly.
Yeah.
So he's messaging people, at least Nick Diorio, and he's looking for dirt on Nux to make for his video. Finds out about this Nux defense video of Zero. Probably finds some other stuff. Most of this videos probably comes from himself, but I definitely know he was showing this video to people before it was released. And he drops it. And for the most part, I don't know what the public perception was from the community when this video came out because it was only up for a very short amount of time. But from his community and from the Lolly community on Twitter, both of them were very, very, very unhappy with the release of this video. They saw Mutahar as an asshole, as a snake, as a coward with no spine. They saw Mutahar as somebody that was just destroying Nux for no good reason, burning one of his friends because Reddit told him to do so. They were not having it, and Muta actually faced a shitload of backlash from his community and from Twitter especially, who's already kind of disliked. Twitter really hates any YouTuber that's popular. I mean, they hate Turkey Tom, they hate Critical, they hate Mutahar. So Twitter already is kind of up his ass, but especially with this video and also the lolicons on Twitter, and which is a surprisingly large amount of people. Basically, everybody that wasn't a commentary head despised this video, even though if this video was still up today and Muta stood by it, I would say it was the correct decision. Now, there's some points he makes in this video that are strange and don't really make any sense, but for the most part, the idea of this video is what I support, right? Which is it's a total disavowal of Nux.
Yeah.
But he deleted it. And we're going to watch this and see what the fuck what could he have possibly said in this video that was so bad it needed an immediate deletion and also a severe retraction.
An apology.
Yep.
Yeah.
To Nux especially. Let's see.
Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and today we've got a pretty serious video to make. Throughout my career, people make mistakes and there's accountability to be taken, and I am not shy to taking real accountability to actual mistakes. Now the thing about this is, obviously I can upload these kind of videos onto secondary platforms, but I really think for full effect I should always upload to the main platform and really talk to you guys in a full level-headed way. Now I have a Reddit board known as Some Ordinary Gamers, and you can post whatever memes and things you want all day, every day. But one of the clips that I saw, one of the things shared was resurfaced video of Oompaville, Some Ordinary Gamers, and Nuxtaku watching Loli together on a Discord call.
Great. Great
wow.
fucking post to see. He just woke up one day, he's like, fuck.
There's a video of me watching Lolicon. Fuck me. It's just over.
Just a freeze frame right here. He's just like, Really?
So when I see this kind of stuff, it blows me, and it obviously flashbangs anybody.
What?
And I want to definitely have a talk
It blows me.
It blew me. It jerked me off when I saw this.
Yeah.
really explain to you exactly what this is, what it's about, give you my side of the perspective, and again, take accountability where accountability needs to be fucking taken. Now, I've got a pretty hardcore stance against things like lolly, and obviously I don't want to be contributing to watching that kind of content or normalizing it in any fashion. So in this situation, obviously I looked at some of these clips and I want to explain what's happening and completely condemn it too, because as somebody that is 1000% against this kind of stuff, I don't want to be, again, normalizing it in any capacity. Now, for people who don't know, Oompaville and Nuxtaku were former members of the Some Ordinary podcast, which obviously ended 3 to 4 months ago. Now, I get to talk about that a little bit after I discuss all of this, because there's some lore about it that I can finally really discuss. And it should shed to light exactly what really happened with the podcast, because it's pretty independent of this. But to go back to it, Nuxtaku is a former collaborator, a former friend of mine.
Again, he clarifies, the reason the podcast ended really is separated from this Shadman Nux stuff.
Yeah, because as a spoiler, what he's saying is the lore he really finally gets to discuss is already kind of something he's talked about. He talked about it when we paused earlier and said he just rambles about business stuff in Nux's video. That's when he's like, yeah, there's like a whole like agreement and it's about me and blah, 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 business bullshit. That's his answer.
Yeah, he doesn't really reveal anything new in this video.
I think he just drops the names of the companies. I think that's the new thing and the exact specifics. But the answer was already made before by saying it was business shit. No one really cares about that.
So, yeah.
It's not like new lore he's dropping.
It's just strange to me that immediately at the start of the video, he's still running with, this is when Muta was on his like very brief, like, fuck Nux, I'm with commentary arc.
Yeah.
Even still, though, he's like very like dead set that the ending of the podcast has nothing to do with Nux. Now, is there a possibility that he's telling the truth there?
That has nothing to do. I mean, it could be that he still just misspoke, or maybe in his head it has something to do with Nux, but really there was other reasons.
It was going to end no matter what at this specific time because the contracts ran up.
And so it is true that it was coincidental, but also at the same time it was good timing for him.
Yeah, it was like, oh, thank God. Good thing this contract ended so I can get away from this type situation. I mean, I don't know. We in this stream, we have done a lot of speculating and speaking for people.
Of course.
So I just want to, just for the sake of conversation, entertain the possibility that not everything he's saying is completely full of shit, even though it's pretty difficult for most of these points. But I guess that could be somewhat of a situation. But the thing that I would argue against that is the fact that he was very eager on Chud's stream to be like, tell me about this Nux stuff. This is fucked. I want nothing to do with this. We've already talked about it. It's like, okay, well, why would you need to talk to Oompa about it and to Nux about it so diligently if you're not even doing the show anyway? And then you also said, like, we might do a project later on in the future. It just seems like, I don't know. There's too much conflicting shit.
Yeah, just don't even open your mouth at that point.
Right. Yeah, why even go on stream and address this, like, immediately? Figure out a plan first and then go with it.
Yeah.
And I mean really a former friend of mine, because some of the stuff that I've seen over here is disgusting enough that I really can't continue a friendship, and I really can't, like, again, excuse some of my behavior watching some of this content as well.
Okay.
I cannot continue a friendship.
So we'll start a counter for this. That's the first time he said complete disavowal, no friendship with Nux. Less than 2 minutes into the video, it's over. Former friend, finished.
So he says that definitively, and he says that multiple times in the video. Yeah, keep a counter, chat.
So this video that was uploaded with, again, Nuxtaku as Jeffrey Epstein, and me as, I assume, Elaine Maxwell over here, Mutahar Newt, right? So obviously in this clip, or in this video, there is a pretty big clip of me, Nuxtaku, and Quite, and Caleb basically watching and reviewing hentai together. Now, while all three of us were present in this video, this is a section from me, right? Now, obviously, these videos, according to how this video is played, was uploaded on YouTube. Now, for full context, when it comes to recording stuff, this was 3 years ago, so I don't remember everything done onto it. I don't think anybody can remember something they did 3 years ago, especially when you make videos nearly every day. But in this collaboration...
Which I will say I feel like it's kind of fair, at least.
Yeah.
I can give that charity where it's like, you don't remember every specific, but I feel like you would kind of recall at least something.
Well, the problem is that in one of the Chud streams that we didn't show, he's like, wait, there was porn in that video?
Yeah.
Wait, I don't get it. There was porn in that video? Meanwhile, the entire video is them reviewing the most grotesque, cancerous porn of all time.
Right.
So that detail, I don't know if I necessarily believe. Like, wouldn't you remember, like, there was porn in that video. That was kind of the whole fucking video.
Yeah, because, I mean, I would say, to be fair, like, I don't know, if someone brought up some random interaction I had with someone 3 years ago on stream, I might not remember the specifics, probably. And I feel like that's fair charity to give when he's confronted in the moment. But I also will say, I feel like, though, wasn't the context of him going on Chud like to talk about this specifically? Or am I wrong? Because I feel like he came on there to talk about Nux specifically, and then he's like, wait, what? There was porn? It's like, didn't you?
Yes.
Isn't that kind of the whole point?
Yeah. I don't know.
Nux doesn't really give any preparation material. We kind of just jump in and record stuff and then send it over to his editors or himself.
Wait, Nicandros is in our chat saying Mutahar was surprised that Nux showed porn in any of his videos. Really?
Okay, that's
you cannot believe that.
No. I feel like I said, I would be charitable and say, of course, Muta might not remember a video 3 years ago and he works every day and makes a video every day and collabs a ton. He probably wouldn't remember the specifics of that. But Nux just in general doesn't do porn.
Okay.
Come on now.
I mean, you can see his fucking Twitter feed to know that that's just true.
Yeah,
it's just an open degen. So that part is just fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Over Discord. But in this situation, he showed us a channel known as Henty Boy, right? Which again, this is a video known as Hentai Thick Girl, very unknown, very small viewership. But as you can see right over here, right, this was all uploaded to YouTube. And even when you look at the upload date for this, August 2020, around Nux's actual video, which would have been uploaded like January of, or the end of January of like 2021, the channel pretty much remained dormant over here. But it was pretty much an unknown channel that slipped under YouTube's moderation. And I don't even think that channel exists anymore because with the amount of attention raised through Nux's initial video, it probably is completely removed. And
is it a crazy conspiracy to say that this is like Nux's alt?
Oh my god, dude. Henty Boy.
Is that like a crazy conspiracy? Like he uploaded these and it's like, look at these crazy videos I found.
Yeah. So how did you find this? It was 700 views with the most generic ass title of all time. Hentai Thick Girl.
Or is it actually, am I trolling like like Nux is admitting that this is his alt, or did he claim that he found it? I actually don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, I didn't watch the original video.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Seems very sus that there's just like this channel with like 20 videos on it or however much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And again, when I was working with Nux, a lot of the things we did talk about was being anti-loli in that situation. And Nux very much made it clear to me that he was anti this stuff as well too, and he still maintains it to this day. But the kind of stuff that he showed us was anime ni summer. Now, inside the video, inside Nux's presentation, it kind of came off as like just a cursed little hentai. And the reality of it is I never really watched his collaboration, but if you take the name that ni summer has had and put it into my anime list, which I realistically should have done at the time, you can see the synopsis is Yuta Yamayuchi is a average high school student, right? So right there, I'm not going to play the whole semantics. Oh, is this really loli game? Like, I don't even care if somebody's like 18 or on the cusp of like turning 19. At the end of the day, high school can very much involve a minor. And when you
So that's a very strange statement.
The way he words that is so
He's
bad.
like, I don't care if it was 18 or 19, it's still lolly. So obviously all the fucking retards on Twitter just immediately clip shimped that. It was like,
yeah,
oh, you're a fucking idiot or whatever.
Yeah, well, it's like he words it very strange because I know what he's trying to say, but I don't know why he just said that. He's like, high school, what he said there at the end, he's like, I don't care if it's 18 or 19. High school can have lolly. Why'd you even say the 18 or 19 part, right?
It's like the overextending virtue signal that just fucks him even harder.
Yeah, because
he's moving the line to like the complete opposite direction to be. It's like when fucking Bo Blacks would be on these shows. You used to be like, I don't understand how guys can date younger girls. Like, I'm 24 and I would never even think of dating a 19-year-old. It's like, all right, dude, we fucking get it. You're so not a pedo that you extend the age of consent like
way
even
past.
more.
Yeah.
But it's like, you don't have to say that.
Yeah, if he just removed that part and just said, it's an average high school student, and he said, for me, high school can mean underage. That would be it. I mean, because it can. Obviously, high school includes from freshmen to seniors, right? Only seniors are basically 18.
Yeah.
But he instead was like, I don't care if it's 18 or 19. High school can include children.
Or really retarded people that are held back like a bunch of years.
Or something. Yeah, exactly.
That's what you have to hope is the context of the anime before you jack off to it. If
it's like,
or not.
Wow. It's like, okay.
But yeah.
You scroll down and go to the information. It is a OVA by a studio known as Rabbit Gate with no licensors, but the genre is in fact hentai. So again, ladies and gentlemen, if it's hentai and it involves high school people, it does in fact fall under the loli banner, and that is never okay in any capacity. Now, obviously, these videos existing on YouTube
What? That's never okay, dude. It's just a drawing, bro. It's just a drawing. That's everyone. Rev says this to you.
Everyone's reply is that. Yeah.
Again, led us to some credence that maybe it wasn't, this like borderline illicit material. But again, these were also smaller YouTube channels, so chances are they probably weren't swept up under the YouTube moderation, which is something that also should have really been considered from my end. It should have been something that I never watched in the first place. I should have never, condoned. And honestly, it's pretty shitty to even contribute to somewhat normalizing this material. When there's a lot of large creators that work with
Okay, here's an argument though that Muta could have made here, right? Is this a crazy argument that he could have made? Is that he's actually the victim? Because he just agreed to do some collaboration with Nux. He didn't know what Nux was going to show him.
Right.
Nux flash bombs him with a bunch of lolly, and he's like, what the fuck, dude? I just trusted my friend that he would only show me stuff that's above board. I didn't know he was going to show me crazy shit. Like, fuck me, man. I was just there I was there to watch anything. I trusted him, and he broke my trust by showing me this shit. Well, I'm the victim. Couldn't he say that if
you're
he wanted to?
You're not crazy, because he did say that. His Reddit comment originally that we read earlier was him being like, I trusted that Nux would show me something that was in hentai. Yeah. He broke my trust and dishonestly framed what we were watching. So yeah, he actually made that exact argument. For some reason, he backs out of it, I guess, later. He tries to take more accountability that it's his fault, not Nux's fault.
I mean, I'm not even saying that'd be like a foolproof argument, because it kind of just sounds soy and stupid. Like, oh, what? were you strapped to a fucking chair? You couldn't like see the obvious obscene shit that was in front of you, and you know, be like, hey, what the fuck? But still, it's like I'm just thinking of different ways you could have like worded this, and it just is baffling to me, like the option that he ended up picking.
Yeah.
A person, you know, you tend to have this level of like authority brought into it, and there is obviously a blind spot when this is somebody that you consider to be a friend at the time, and obviously when you work with that person and you see other large creators that you're also friends with work with that person, it just again swells up that blind spot that you make. But again, no real excuses over there. You shouldn't really have a blind spot in the first place, and again, it's not only me being a poor judge of character, but I should have absolutely have spotted this years ago. So for that, I absolutely own up to my fuck up here. But again, I don't think this is literally us gooning together watching Loli in this manner. This is a collaboration where it happens pretty much on the fly.
I mean, yeah, obviously they're not fucking gooning to it, but I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's still kind of crusty or whatever, you know, it's like, why? And also it's mainly from Nux's, most of the criticism is towards Nux, right? Obviously, even people who are full total Mutahar death, Nux is the main issue here, obviously.
Well, this is something I saw like a lot of the comments saying. They're like, oh, wow, you're canceling Mutahar because he made a video 3 years ago with Nux, and they looked at some crazy shit that a bunch of other YouTubers looked at. Like, who gives a fuck? This is really what the drama's all about. Right. They try to minimize like the actual real reasons that people have an issue with Nux and with Muta. And to be honest, most of the issues with Muta are all community related. So somebody outside the community that knows fuck all about what they're talking about is just going to look at this as like, so a bunch of bloodthirsty fucking drama shitter channels are mad at Muta because he didn't respond to their DM, or because he has like a friend that they don't like. It's like the minimization of this drama is so easy if you're just a complete retard who knows nothing about what you're talking about. And that's, I think a lot of people clicked on this video and they were watching the first 5 minutes. A lot of just dumbass, brain dead fucking goy slop consuming normies watched the first 5 minutes of this shit and was like, so he just watched a video on his friend's channel and he's bad now? Like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, who cares?
But it's like, no, it's actually a lot deeper than that. Yeah. Muta kind of explains this very, like, shittily, if that's even a word. But, shittily, like, yeah. You know, he explains it very poorly, and that kind of resulted, I think, in the major backlash that this video got from his own community. Because they're like, so far all they've got is Reddit bullied Muta into making this, and this is the claim. Which is like, realistically, nobody's canceling Mutahar because he saw this shit on a fucking collab, and who knows? Maybe he didn't know what it was. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I agree. But I have seen a couple people say this in chat. I don't know if this is true. This is like the third or fourth time I've seen this. Someone says, in that video, Muta subscribed to the channel on screen because of the hentai, and in another collaboration with Nux, Nux asked him if he was still subscribed, and Muta said yes.
What the fuck?
I don't know if that's true. I've seen a couple people say that.
Okay, maybe after we watch this, we should bring Nicandros on, because he's like the fucking... I want to finish watching this first before we do that, but maybe we should bring him on. And
because we want to get our opinion without anyone else first, so we'll watch it.
If he's down for it, at least.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
Not, you know, representative of the kind of shit that I consume on a daily basis or anything of that nature. Like, I would never willingly and honestly, like, watch something like this, you know, out of nowhere. This is just insane, and I want it to really...
he says he's going to bed, Fair enough.
What are you, fucking British? What do you mean?
Might be British.
I'm going to bed, mate.
Scum, dude. Might.
Okay. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I'm just...
bring this up and bring this into the context of what this clip was and why we had watched this.
Fucking being racist.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah.
What are you, fucking Australian?
What the fuck?
Fuck you, dude.
We're just like, wait, you're British.
You're disgusting fucking loser.
Oh my god.
Stuff. And any jokes that I make in these situations, really any jokes that anybody makes in collaborations like this, is usually because everyone's just playing into the high shock factor of something like this. Does that excuse any behavior? Absolutely not.
And he showed us something very weird, and I remember getting somewhat upset about it, not liking it that much. It was me, him, and Quite. I want to say it was something involving a dog too, but I
exactly
probably 900-year-old convent for far too long.
These are the four horsemen of the apocalypse we're looking at right now. This is like some mythological.
They've been around since long before.
Okay, this is a strange clip that Muta shows in this video too, because Muta previously claimed that he had no idea that there was like porn in this. He didn't remember.
Yeah.
But then he shows this clip of him making comments about all this like weird incest, fucking weird dog.
These are the 3,000-year-old dragons here.
Yeah. Okay.
Civilization.
Exactly. Wait, should I watch those videos?
This is the 5 rules of the Onami household.
Okay.
Is he doing like a fucking Bowbox moment where his video is just him like with OBS open scrolling around the Mutahar Nuance video?
Yeah, exactly. I think this part is so shittily edited because he shows a bunch of like clips of him just contradicting himself, but it's in his main video and he doesn't address it. So I was watching this originally and I was like, why is he just fast forwarding through a bunch of clips that half of them don't feel like they belong there? and the other half are just him owning himself. Like,
yeah, I don't understand.
it's like Boblox's fucking lyrics bully stream.
Yeah, where he's
it's
like
just filled with
skipping
a bunch
ahead.
of fucking cancer.
Yeah.
This is a hentai?
First rule, hug your little sister every day.
Okay, it's fine, okay. It's just hug her for at least 10 seconds. There's nothing
Yes.
wrong with a hug. Yeah, it's fine.
No, the third rule isn't any weirder, so you don't have to worry.
Oh. But in this situation, I just wanted to provide you the context of all of this, right? This wasn't us sitting together watching Loli, just on like the off time. This is a collaboration for one of Nux's main channel videos.
Yeah, and here he is on a different microphone making the same point he just made previously after a whole collage of clips, half of which own him. This video was like rushed. Like really rushed. This feels like unfinished as fuck.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And at the time, really nobody thought about it. But we should have. So a lot of these big creators, you can start to see like really big names. Obviously, Project Melody, Critical, MXR Plays. I don't know if that's actually Iron Mouse, but yeah, you can see plenty of creators that Nux has worked with. And for a while, there's been plenty of collaborations where like big creators jump on, they get shown like crazy shit, crazy hentai, or sometimes participate in like, games, game shows, so to speak. And that's really the extent of it. Nux is a pretty big collaborator in that space. And realistically, I kind of just walked around expecting him on good faith when he said that, he's pretty anti-loli and obviously wouldn't have shown us anything that would be very adjacent to it. And obviously with a lot of these larger creators also collaborating with him, I'm sorry to say it really did blindside me. There was a bias, call it, friendship bias, call it, there was other creators working on it, but really it was something that I was putting up a blind spot to, and I'm not using that as an excuse. I really shouldn't have done that collaboration, and I really shouldn't have watched that content, and if any way contributed to normalizing it. I 100% obviously condemn Wally, and I 100% condemn my actions in that situation. But again, one of the reasons why I do really want to address this is I don't like obviously reading the facts that I am some level of a pedo or a defender of this or anything. I have made plenty of videos crapping on individuals and burning a bridge with creators who I don't necessarily agree with. If I have ever at any point normalized their actions, people like Mama Max, where I did stick up for, amongst plenty of other creators. But I think obviously if
he's just bringing up all the talking points against him. He's like, please, he's like just groveling on his knees.
Like I've done horrible shit with Mama Max. I've done horrible shit with this.
I don't know what central point he's making here, other than just I'm not a pedophile, I don't like lolly. It's like, but he's just groveling and bringing up like, I know people criticize me for Mama Max. It's like, what does that even have to do with this conversation right now?
Yeah, the conversation. I guess he's just trying to say I was ignorant. Is what he's trying. He's claiming ignorance, but saying it like in 20,000 different ways.
Yeah, we get it. Just calm down. Like, relax. I don't think anybody was seriously even making the argument that Muda's a pedophile.
No one who is any. Well, I guess what about? Hassan. I don't think Hassan said he was a pedophile, but he was making some pretty crazy statements.
Yeah, but Hassan's like a dipshit who's just gonna grab anything he can to throw at you because he's like, he's basically a lolcow, right? People are constantly going after him, right? So he just grabs like lowest common denominator, whatever his fucking chat tells him is like good ammunition. Like he just grabs it and runs with it. Why even take that shit seriously, right?
Yeah.
Who is actually making a serious argument? Even in this chat nowadays, today, I don't even think anyone's making the argument that Mutahar is a fucking pedophile, right? There's just no supporting evidence for that.
It would just be an insane claim.
Right.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, but he feels compelled to respond to this and group it with a bunch of other criticisms people have. And I don't know what his play is, if he's just trying to make a scattershot video where he addresses every claim people could possibly make against him out of panic, or is he trying to list dumb accusations made against him so that the more intelligent accusations made against him seem dumb by, grouping them together?
Yeah,
I don't know what he's going for here. It just is so rushed.
Yeah.
If really bad information comes out and new information comes out, you have to publicly correct it. You have to publicly explain, updates to a situation. I could swipe this stuff under the rug, but I choose to upload it on the main channel because I think that's really where taking accountability is at.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Wow.
From a deleted video, by the way.
Yeah, this video is deleted after 6 hours. So he's now, I think this is the second time now, he's like, it's important for me to take accountability. It's important for me to disavow Nux.
Yeah.
Second time now he's done this. This video is deleted.
Dude, what the fuck, man? Holy shit. It's so important for me to take accountability and to be transparent and to do it all on my main channel. Deleted after 6 hours. Okay. Shit.
I don't want to pretend like I'm just burying my head in the sand. This was a wrong thing for me to do, and 100% I own up to it completely. So one of the things that I don't agree with is a lot of the over-sexualization in the thumbnails, right? So there were actually collections of thumbnails collected in these videos where things were pretty NSFW, all right? Or at least they were highly sexualized, but even that isn't as bad as one of the examples that I want to show you. Now, if you're looking at this video called Cursed Speedrun Fails, this was uploaded 3 years ago, and if you're looking at the thumbnail, it is XQC screaming at some video game with Nux's VTuber in the corner and going, what the fuck? Now, the thing is, the problem with this situation is the thumbnail that came before is absolutely filthy. So this one video where, again, the thumbnail is different. XQC is still very much in the corner. You can see a speedrunning timer. You can see
I like
Nux's
how he has
character is
Harmful Opinions little logo in there in the background, too. So he's referencing the video we watched.
Yeah, he's talking about the Harmful Opinions video. He's not naming it, though. He's not referencing it at all.
At least not yet. But yeah, he's showing what we looked at earlier with the fucking dog.
Right. Which thankfully, at least he censors in this one.
Yeah, Harmful didn't.
Holy fucking shit.
Avatar right here on the right side, but the middle that I'm blurring especially involves a dog bending over and inserting themselves into what appears to be a female character. So obviously this has nothing to do with the actual content, it's just a hypersexualized thumbnail. Now even with a thumbnail like that, it had nothing to do with anything hypersexualized, so I don't know why we had to insert zoophilia into like a speedrunning thumbnail. To me it makes no sense, but obviously, you know, looking through a larger collection of these thumbnails that were uploaded on numerous other channels covering this topic, yeah, it really is a pattern that back in the day, and Nux even touched upon this, that, you know, years ago, that this was something they did, whether it be for some form of clickbait or, you know, capture or something that was normalized in the anime community. Any form of zoophilia, any form of, you know, hentai like this or hypersexualization, or, you know, if you even insert like loli into this thumbnail, for instance, that's not okay. And obviously these are things that, you know, if you slightly change in the background, it's going to rub people the wrong way. You should really just be upfront and honest. And honestly, you should never even have done this in the first place. But yeah, this is one of those things that kind of like obviously was brought up, and it's one thing that I wanted to address as one of the principal reasons as to why this isn't okay. But I think a even bigger reason is one of these situations regarding another creator known as Bungo Taiga, which is a character.
Okay, so he finishes that point. So his point is, you shouldn't have done this in the first place. You should have taken accountability. And I wanted to bring this up to talk about it. So it's almost like the third time he's now just being like, Nux needs to be disavowed for this.
Yeah, I mean, he's jumping around a lot of the place, right? He's jumping on different microphones. He's adding, you know, clarifying points. They're just re-saying the same thing over and over again. And, you know, this part of the video, even as clumsily edited as it is, it's still true, right? And this is correct. So why is this video deleted?
Right.
Right? Do you not stand by any of these points you're making anymore? When you're calling out Nux for having this weird lolly shit in his thumbnails, and you're saying that this never should have happened, but now this is in a deleted video, do you still stand by that? Like, is that something you're even like talking about? Like, I don't understand. Like, this is all watching this in the hindsight of in the context that it's a deleted video on his main channel that he refuses to address point by point. This is weird.
It's very strange.
I don't know if he still thinks this or not. I would assume not if he's delisting it.
I don't understand it. And also just makes it seem like he just says shit. Again, as we've said, his credibility is just completely tanked when this gets deleted. The moment this is off his channel, what response do you have to save your credibility?
Yeah. I really just don't know.
Creator that,
and that's the other thing too. He keeps stressing so hard about how, you know, accountability is important. He keeps saying that.
Yeah.
As he now avoids accountability
completely.
So I don't know what this fucking giant tonal shift was after this, but again, we continue.
an even bigger reason is one of these situations regarding another creator known as Bungo Taiga.
So now he's going to bring up this other creator, Taiga, who apparently had all these like crazy allegations made against him, which are, I almost said allegedly false. I guess all allegations are alleged, or what? Alleged allegations that Nux really jumped on board with and covered on his channel. And Mutahar is going to attempt to lecture Nux about being too quick to talk about these allegations that Nux knew nothing about, as Mutahar himself admits he knows nothing about these allegations.
Yeah.
Destroying his entire point from the very beginning.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, for myself, for context, I don't know the Taiga allegations, right? But, you know, Mutahar brings this up as a talking point against Nux when he doesn't even know really the context as to what Nux did wrong, what Taiga did wrong, how it all played out. It's like, if you're going to make a total Nux death, post-Nux clarity video, and you want to even include this as a talking point, you should probably flush out what you're actually talking about versus just bringing this up as like a, here's another random thing to throw at the wall as to why Nux is bad. It's like, do you even believe this, or is this just something you threw in here because
you just wanted to make the video like longer, or you want to have more points, more of a justification to get rid of this guy, when really, realistically, you have enough based on the own standards you set in the past and on Reddit, which is his association with Shadman. Really, this video should only really be probably like 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
You know, whenever you watch like an apology video that's longer than 5 minutes, it's like, what are you even watching? You're just watching preaching and virtue signaling at that point. You should have just made a 5 minute long video just being like, fuck this guy, his association with Shad bothers me, the stuff that he showed me bothers me in the past, shouldn't have been a part of it, I'm done with this guy, I'm just going to wash my hands of it and be done with it, you know?
Yeah.
And if you want to criticize me for it, go ahead, but this is just my statement. Done. That's
finished.
it. That's the end of it. But he has to just go on and on and on and just dig this like giant hole, just saying all this crazy shit that, you know, when people are watching this video, I'm starting to understand why, even though I vehemently disagree with the people that were against this video when it came out, mainly because they're all a bunch of fucking freaks supporting other freaks.
Yeah.
I can at the same time see how you can critically look at this video and see that these points are very odd,
poorly made. Yeah.
Yeah. Fungo with the 5 says, caught the stream a bit late, but I'm just glad RFC is back for real this time. Thank you for the support, man. Appreciate that.
W don't know.
Which is a creator that also had their entire YouTube channel pretty much terminated for nudity and sexual content policy. Now, to preface, also going forward into this video, I don't know much more about Bungo Taiga other than what I'm about to read here for you, and again, just covering this one specific case. So I don't know what level of degeneracy, if anything, this person also falls into, so don't consider anything that I'm saying as a co-signing of this individual. I'm looking at a very hyper-specific event in this point in time. I just want to make that readily apparent. So to go over a bit of...
Okay, so now this entire point is destroyed.
Yeah.
Because you're about to criticize Nux for covering something, an allegation that he didn't know enough about. As you yourself admit, you don't know shit, and you just have to read like the first paragraph on Wikitubia. What?
The most reliable source of all time.
Yeah, what are we doing
making
here?
His point.
Like, have you seen what my Wikitubia says? It's not good.
It's crazy.
What the fuck? So, but the point is, you should be talking about this then. By your own standards, you're setting against Nux. Both of you are stupid for talking about this.
Yeah, this is an L.
Their controversy. In summer 2022, Taiga was accused of grooming. They made a tweet longer where they reviewed the allegations and called them false. Later, an updated Google Doc was created that had evidence that not only were these allegations fake, they were deliberately created by ex-moderators and spread by a stalker of Taiga. So again, this is the Google Doc in question. Now again, I have no idea about this controversy whatsoever.
This is a 90-page document, and Buddha's like just scrolling through it quickly like, I don't know shit. I mean, Nux was bad for covering this.
Okay.
Was he? What are we talking about here?
And also, this is right after the like sloppily made first criticism we just went over, where we were like, so like, imagine someone's attention span watching this. They're just like, what the fuck is this disavowal? This sucks.
Yeah.
Just terrible.
I'm only bringing this up because it was actually a big point of contention for someone like Nux. So even the actual person, Taiga Holic, actually ended up making like a 57-minute like piece where they kind of went over this and really were just grilling Nux for not really correcting the record. The record had to be corrected because in this situation, Nux literally made a video where he was showcasing controversies to a popular creator known as Penguin Zero. Now inside this, he actually goes out and says, hey all, I edited out the Bungo Taiga segment of this video. Although I state in the video itself a disclaimer that I do not know the full story and do not take what I say too seriously, I would rather not be a cause for possible misinformation floating around now that new information was revealed. I'm still in the dark on a lot of details, as I heard both sides of this event and don't know what to think. I'm sorry if I caused any undue harm. So I personally apologize to Taiga for their side, and they discuss my plan going forward. Either truth comes out, be it guilty or innocent, but I intend to set the record straight in the future when I understand the situation. So it's wild as fuck that we're covering pretty serious stories like this, but we don't have the entire story, or at least enough to make a video. That is basically how you bring on actual misinformation.
Okay, like what you're doing now? Like, I don't.
That's how you bring on misinformation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'm even looking at. It's like he read the cliff notes. He saw there was a controversy. He saw Nux talk about it. He saw the person in the controversy called out Nux for lying. And then he saw Nux's apology, and he just kind of assumes that what happened is
Terrible,
very cut and dry,
bad.
that Nux fucked up some major story, and he deserves criticism for that. But I
don't
just
even know
have
what
to
you're
take
saying.
your word for it. And also, why do I care about this situation? Are we talking about thumbnails and
Shadman shit and fucking
Shadman? Shadman's not even mentioned. Is Shadman mentioned once in this?
Has he said it so far? I don't recall.
I might be totally like misremembering.
I don't know if he said Shadman yet.
Have we heard anything about Shadman in this video yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think I've
we're
heard
13 minutes in, and I think the worst he's mentioned is just the thumbnails.
Yeah, the thumbnails and the video that they watched in the past.
Yep, that's it.
The collaboration. That's it. So, no, he hasn't even talked about pretty much one of the most important parts.
And we're almost halfway through.
Yeah. Thank you for the 5, Bloodfeather.
So in this story, Taiga did not appear to be too happy with this entire situation. They actually talked about it again in that VOD I brought up, Nuxtaku Can't Stop Lying.
You think I deplatformed him? People are blaming me for deplatforming him. He got banned for sexual content. But you're blaming me for deplatforming him? Destroyed his life? You think I destroyed his life when the video where I talk about apologizing for it has more views than the video where I originally mentioned it, like as a throwaway sentence? Over false allegations? I didn't make any allegations. I said what someone else said, and I was wrong to do that. But like, there are so many comments like this everywhere.
I don't particularly think that
was
ever a great response.
I wish I could respond and criticize Nux for this, but I have no context to what he's talking about. I have no idea why Mutahar's saying this. I don't know anything. I mean, this is just sloppily thrown in his video, so I don't know what to say about it.
What is going on, bro?
The situation, like, yes, just because you regurgitated what somebody else said, when it comes to something this serious, it probably should have been something that you were 100% on the money for. It's a pretty...
Is it a black screen in Muta's video?
Yes.
Oh.
That's we're just on a black screen now. This is like for
like a minute?
A minute straight, a black screen. What
is that
the
real?
fuck?
Or am I trolling? I don't...
Dude, what is going on?
This is Muta's upload, I guess.
This is retarded.
And it's not a fuck up that you can just, put in a pinned comment or a, side channel that people, may or may not see. At the end of the day, when it involves something incredibly serious, like, incredibly serious, like sexual assault stuff, you should 100% correct.
Incredibly serious, like sexual assault stuff, super serious shit.
Yeah, like whatever you're saying, I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
Bruh.
The record and make a actual real, it doesn't have to be like you slapping yourself in the face in front of it. It just really has to be a sincere apology that, you know, again, you post on your main channel.
But that's what this video is you slapping yourself on the face. Like you're like groveling. There's a part of this video where Muta finds like a Reddit comment, like one like, that's just giving like bullet points of like why they don't like Muta. And he responds to like every point, and he's like, yes, that's true, I'm so wrong for this. Yes, that's true, I'm so wrong for this. Yes, that's true. It's just like, bro, what are we doing here?
The reason I'm doing this video, for instance, on a main channel is because I really do want to set the record straight. I really don't have anything to hide, and to be honest with you, when it comes to a situation like this, it's best that I set the record straight with my community. I'm not ashamed of involving people that wouldn't know about it. I don't really want to hide things under a rug because I have nothing to hide. You know, at the end of the day, that, to me, is more shady. I've called people out for really bad behavior, and I think this is probably some of the worst that I've seen, especially when it comes to reporting on something that you probably never should have in the first place, especially when it would have cost somebody, you know, a lot of issues down the road, right? Even the comment section over here isn't entirely happy about the situation, because obviously they say if you know how the internet works, then you'll know why that little clip can end a career of somebody. You said it, people are calling other people stuff, but it never gets to somewhere because they don't have to reach to.
This
But if
is him
somebody
reading the clip notes again.
We're just reading shit. I mean, I don't care. Let's just get to Muta's commentary.
Fuck up like that. I think not only is removing the video a big problem, but you really got to go onto your main channel and address these situations. If you make a fuck up, especially one where you inadvertently end up slandering somebody, you got to cover for that. And the reason I also bring this situation...
How do we know that the person was slandered? We haven't even gone into anything about the situation yet, or any of the relevant facts. Who is Taiga? What were they accused of? Did you read the 90-page document? What's going on there? What did Nux say specifically that was so bad? What was Taiga's response?
We didn't even play Nux's clip. We just saw his apology.
How do we know that he got it wrong?
Yeah, or what did he say?
What did he say? What are we debating about? This is all just fluff. This is all just filler. We don't know any of the details. I can't even respond to this point that Muta's making, or even as somebody that wants to go like, yeah, fuck Nux or whatever. I don't know. Shit, I mean...
Maybe Nux was fine in this. I have no idea.
Who knows, dude? Who knows? We don't know anything here. And neither does Muta. And he's lecturing Nux and talking about something that he doesn't know about as he does the same thing.
As his second main point.
Yeah.
His second main point, basically. Or third.
Or who knows? Who knows? Are there even points?
I don't know. He's been kind of all over the place. But
Does
really,
this
it's
video
like
have points?
It's like thumbnails, lolly watching video. This is his third point.
Okay. Shit. I mean, we're off to a rocky start. 16 minutes.
Up is I don't condone any situation where people are this mishandling with the truth, right? It's never good in my opinion, and I cannot ever work with somebody or, again, be friendly with somebody who has made a mistake like this, because ultimately it's fine to make mistakes, but to really just let it fester for this long without actually making right on it, because, again, if you ignore something on the internet long enough, there's a good chance that it'll go away, right? If I
Wow. Nice pause, by the way.
Dude, the foreshadowing, bro.
Yeah, if you ignore it, it'll go away. So, fourth time now he's disavowed Nux and been like, I cannot be friends with them.
Yep.
And additionally, you cannot ignore things and hope they go away.
But even for the Taiga stuff alone, like, I cannot be friends with Nux even for this, right? You don't know.
What are you even talking about?
You don't know if you can't be friends with them because of the Taiga situation. You don't know the situation.
You have no idea what's happening. Yeah.
So what the fuck? We're just assuming that he did some major Slazo level fuck up, you know, where he misreported, you know, on a horrible accusation. He accused Quite of
maliciously
rape.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, maliciously.
Not like an accident or a misspeaking or just stepping out of line. He's like, I cannot be friends with someone who did something that's disgusting.
I mean, shit, that probably happened, I guess. Who knows? Maybe.
I don't know.
Just depends on what my fucking balls
as a viewer,
feel like.
yeah, as a viewer who's watching this, I would not be able to make any fucking...
But that's enough for Muta to be like, even if, ignore the Shadman stuff, ignore the thumbnails, ignore the video he made me watch, this alone is enough for me to never be friends with them ever again. Damn. That was a quick, conclusion to draw. Okay.
Wow.
If I ignored this whole situation with my fuck up, it would probably have gone away, but that would be very hypocritical of me to do, and that's not something I want to contribute to, at least on my time on the internet.
Wow.
What the fuck? So then come on the show and let's talk about the situation.
Yeah, come on and talk about it.
Or anyone's
moderate.
show. Talk to Nick. Talk to fucking Chud. Who knows?
Even if it's not on the show, message them. Send them a message. Something.
Yeah.
Don't be hypocritical.
Right.
I mean, he's like, I could just ignore this and it'll go away, but that would be horrible and hypocritical of me.
Well,
this is a deleted video, by the way. Deleted video.
also feel that for this one person having some exoneration on a channel, you know, where at least if they weren't guilty of really heinous crimes, at least they get their word out, which at least happened over here. So now I want to move on to something related to our podcast. Now, at the time when we were looking at this whole situation, one of the things that conveniently also occurred along the time of the Some Ordinary podcast ending was the Shadman leaks coming out to the entire world. A lot of creators back in
so
2016.
Shadman gets mentioned.
Now we're talking about Shadman 17 minutes in.
So probably 30% of people are watching now. Something like that.
What is the watch retention on this video?
I guess we'll never know. It's deleted. But
Yeah. That is fucking so fun. Now we get into it. Okay.
Wow.
Creaky Teeth for the 2. Thank you very much. Big fan, Augie. Keep it up. Stop Asian hate. And Hacks Marian through 5 says, confront Mr. Lips on the fatty allegations.
Wow.
Dude, I would do that. I don't want to make Fatty mad, though. You know?
We all know he's going to burn the bridge with all of us.
Yeah.
Kick us out of the
Contact and
house.
discuss things with Shadman, right? Now, Shadman is a pretty infamous creator that I have very much condemned. This is somebody that has drawn actual lolicon material of real individuals, real children, one of those children being Keemstar's kid, and has basically been an open degenerate in the community. Now, the thing is, a lot of creators ended up being friendly with the guy. A lot of people contacted them, and one of them ended up being Nux Taku, who Nux had at the time said, hey, probably this guy, right? A bit too middle school. You know, when Shadman is saying a bit too middle school, ooh. I want to collab. LMAO, no, but your heart's in the right place.
I love that
Understandable.
performative, like, oh, this is so bad. Oh, Shadman said middle school? Shit.
Damn, that's crazy.
Have a nice day. Now, when I asked Nux about this, obviously in a call, he pretty much told me that this was going to be an interview where he was going to troll and, grill Shadman. Now, obviously it didn't happen, so I can't confirm or deny if this was actually going to be the truth. But the thing about it is obviously as this was happening, this was on the consideration of the podcast ending. So I was on somebody's channel known as Chudlogic who actually talked about the situation. I actually ended up going onto his channel and saying something that I probably shouldn't have because the situation regarding the podcast was very fluid. And I'll explain that in a bit. But I want you to hear this clip so I can better explain it and also acknowledge a fuck up I made. That's never okay.
This is now the fucking, probably the 20th time we've seen this fucking clip. So we don't need to watch this part. We know what the clip is.
What Chud said, yeah, we all know the clip.
Nux is done with the podcast. We've heard this clip a million times, right? Here's the thing that I want to do instead. So this is all in the context of a deleted video. Should we just go ahead and look at Mutahar's community post right now? Like both of his community posts and compare this with the video now?
Right.
So
we can, yep.
When Mutahar made this video, it was up for like what, 6 hours? Is that what we're going with?
Yeah, basically about 6 hours.
Okay. So Mutahar deletes it and immediately puts out this community post. And he says, hey guys, I removed the Nux video. Well, I can't be a friend to Nux with some of the questionable things in that have surfaced. I still apologize for the collaborations I took place in and don't aim to repeat those same mistakes. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Then he deletes that and rewrites a bigger statement and says, regarding the last video about Nux, while I can't be a friend after some of the recent things that surfaced, I do feel I did do an overreaction that stemmed from being emotional on the reaction from the community on Reddit. I've been watching my content the past few weeks. I've realized my channel has slipped into a slop channel. I've made more drama-related content over the last several months than I have fun, engaging, and informative content. That includes producing videos that don't release daily. I need to take more time and release content a couple times a week that stands in quality and not quantity. I don't do this for a job, so honestly going out of my way to consistently chase trends has done nothing beneficial for me other than alienate my most hardcore fans. I need to take a few days off and reset and produce better content that isn't the latest trends or internet drama. While that produces a good view count, it's not the kind of content that I want to be known for. I'll be back with content that I'm proud of. In regards to past collaborations, all I can do is apologize and promise to do better. So my question is, does this apology that you're about to performatively give to Chudlogic still hold true? Does it still matter? What's your current take, right? Because this statement is so confusing because it spends most of the time addressing Mutahar's plans for producing content, which, okay, but it also clarifies that, hey, me and Nux aren't going to be friends anymore. But then Nux puts out a video the next day responding to all of this, claiming that he and Mutahar talked on the phone and they actually are still friends now. I mean, I could even pull that up, but there's still so much to look at here.
Yeah, he's basically, again, trying to play both sides. This is, again, after he deleted the video. He very quickly put out these statements and deleted them. I think even the one that we're looking at on stream right now is also deleted too. So he's doing this weird playing both sides thing, again, where he tries to say, I was wrong for the video, but I still won't be friends with Nux, and I was this, and I was that, and it's the same thing he did on Chudlogic, and then the following response to Chudlogic that we saw months ago, where he said that on Chudlogic's stream, and then got Nux to be like, it has nothing to do with me, it has nothing to do with me, it has nothing to do with me. And Muta made that little gay, like 1 minute clip that he put in Nux's video. So it's a repeat of it again, a second time.
Yeah, and again, this is a day after Mutahar's news statement and deleting his post-Nux clarity video. I'll just play a quick bit of Nux's response because he kind of gets into it at the very beginning.
His way. To my friend, and
all right, let's get to the beginning of this. This is Nux's video. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is Nux's video Mutahar, except the woman that's in the video has been edited down.
Shout out to
Gentlemen, you want female gentlemen. We have something of an episode on our hands today. This is my co-host of my newest venture, the Unhinged Talk Show. So anyway, I don't know how this happens, but every day that we are set to like record an episode of the podcast, something big happens right before. Last time, I set up to record with Hermes, and Mr. Beast calls me. I don't know. And this time, we're set to record, and, you know, the fated Mutahar post-Nux clarity video drops. It has nothing to do with gender, all right? If a female friend of mine made a hit piece on me, I would probably deal with that first, too. Don't.
Okay, buddy.
This isn't a competition. It's not fun for one of us.
Don't worry, he gets to it. He gets to it.
Anyway,
by the way, this is with less woman, by the way. That's just how annoying and terrible this woman is here. This is with the audio reduced and cut and everything, and she's still just this loud and obnoxious with her fucking eating for like 90% of while Nux is trying to address this. So
why do people eat on stream?
Fuck this person. I don't know. It's disgusting.
I fucking hate eating on stream. That is just so AIDS. Like, I've done it before, but it's just like, it's gross.
Yeah.
Like, what the I don't know what else to say. It's just fucking terrible.
It's terrible.
But anyway, pay attention to where he gets to it right at the beginning. He addresses Mutahar and says, actually, we're still friends.
Yeah.
Do my best to do a TLDR here of the story. So I did speak to Mutahar just now for like 2 hours. And basically we talked things out to a large degree. But I'm going to do like the TLDR whole story here. First and foremost, if you're here just for like the Cliff's Notes answer, Muta apologized. We are still friends. That's the Cliff Notes answer. It was a pretty sucky moment there. I got a lot of DMs. Let me put some perspective on this whole thing.
So Muta apologized. We're still friends. That's what he says right here. Again, in Muta's statement, after deleting the video, he still specified, and he specifies multiple times in the video, we'll never be friends again.
Yeah,
but now
it's
they
over.
talked it out. So what does that mean, talk it out? Because Mutahar mentioned a lot of things. Like, he basically implied that Nux is like, I mean, he didn't say it, but like he basically said Nux is into this, or has shown me this sick shit. Nux has shown this sick shit on his thumbnails. So what the fuck did they talk out?
Yeah, I don't know what there is to talk out because we haven't even finished the post-Nux clarity video yet too, but he even goes more brutal once he continues the Shadman stuff about Nux. And towards the end of the video, the last few minutes, it's like a 4-minute rant about how he can never be friends with Nux again.
Yeah.
So I feel like, yeah, just adding this as a little bit of context from when we go back to post-Nux clarity video is pretty important because it's like, what the fuck? This is all just performative shit, or
yeah?
What?
I want to know specifically, like bullet points. Like, which points does Mutahar no longer stand by anymore? Because I don't know. Even his own clarifying community note post, I don't fucking that doesn't stand up anymore.
No.
So what are we doing? What's going on here?
So this is a pretty big point and one that I can finally really discuss. Now, obviously, if you listen to that, it kind of sounds like I'm snaking him. I give him an answer where it says, you know, there's a lot of reasons, but a lot of it is the Shadman stuff, which at the time, as this was kind of breaking down, you know, everyone in the community was going, whoa, you're connecting with this guy, you're talking to him. Yeah, that kind of was one thing that was brought up. But obviously, in a call that, you know, I guess I had with Nux personally, this was discussed as like a collaboration effort. There was another huge thing that I wasn't really privy to discuss at the time. Now, the podcast ended for, again, us not actually owning any of it. So to give you an idea about how it works, right?
Okay, and now Mutahar is going to give us a bunch of business talk.
Yeah.
Basically.
So he jumps into the Shadman shit. He plays the Child Logic clip. He says, sounds like I'm snaking him, and then talks about the business stuff for like 2 minutes, which we already kind of know.
Yeah, it's really not that interesting of a story. It's literally actually who cares.
Yeah.
So I'm honestly
I don't know if he apologizes to Chud at the end here before he switches over.
Let's just go ahead 3 minutes ahead.
We moved to a new company, and underneath that new company, or really under our company, we're going to bring back this podcast with obviously, you know, different branding.
So this is the real reason, I guess, that the podcast is ending.
It's just company shit, which, okay, whatever.
Whatnot. So that's really the fucking boring answer that it took me months to really tell you. And it took me months because now I've completely severed ties with Nano Zebra, and I've been with Mana GG for, I want to say 3 months at this point, like officially signed on. So yeah, that's really the answer. Now, in the case of Chud Logic, who did in fact take the words that I put out and had relayed them, he really felt that I kind of snaked him and gave him misinformation or outright lied to him. And the reality of it is, honestly, the situation was just so fluid at the time that we didn't even know that things like the last episode were going to be filmed, right? And ultimately, that last episode did end up getting filmed, so things kind of did end on a, regular note. But when it came to Chud, there's definitely an apology that I feel I should give there, right? Like, I could argue this and I could keep fighting it, but at the end of the day, I do feel that, obviously, if what I've said has led to some wronging for another person, then I'm not above an apology. Look, I'm not too big to fail or too egotistical to realize when what I've done can have consequences for other people, and for that I do humbly apologize. And that's really where I want to kind of leave things at. So,
Okay, so now, that was a little bit weird, though, because he started off by saying, Chud felt like I, lied to him or spread misinformation. And then he's just like, so I just want to apologize for, what did he even say? Like,
if what I said, caused you some
harm or something.
Yeah, caused you harm.
Yeah.
Which, what are we even talking about here? Sorry, you got a few negative or mean comments after what I did.
It's like, why not? Are we not apologizing for lying? Because that's what you did, right? You lied,
right? Or
did you not? Like what?
Or did you not lie? Did you just speak too soon, or you misspoke, or something like that?
That was like kind of a shitty. He said the fluid situation.
Yeah,
there's a fluid situation going on. It's like, what the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. That's
feel like,
so slimy.
I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings. Yeah, very sorry you felt that way. Ass apology. Yeah, it's
right.
What the fuck?
And the only reason Chud felt that, it's not like, Muda called him a dick or something. It's like
Muda wasn't like, you're old and ugly.
Yeah, he said something that Chud reported, and then Nux comes out and does this video where he's like, this guy is completely just making shit up or whatever, right? And he asked Mutahar on that video talking about that situation.
Yeah, well, because another thing too is he said, I felt like Chud snaked me. Remember when we watched Nux say it? He was like, I felt betrayed by this whole thing. He's like, I normally like Chud's coverage, but I felt betrayed by it. So it's like, what do you mean you felt betrayed by it? Chud just reported what Muda told him.
Yeah.
Right?
Shouldn't you be mad at Muda?
Yeah, shouldn't you be more mad at Muda? How did Chud betray you in this situation?
That's why this whole situation is just so retarded. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
They're giving you these videos that just don't, just logically connect. This is not like the way that you would respond to so many different situations if you were telling the truth or being honest here.
Yeah.
And so even when he apologizes to Chud, it's like, first of all, I got to question, do you even still stand by this? Or is this one of the points that you no longer agree with? And secondly, what the fuck are you even saying?
Yeah, this apology is just weird. Sorry that I hurt your feelings and caused you harm.
Yeah.
Not for lying.
Literally like a Bo Black's ass apology. That's what they're saying. Seems like a contradiction. Yeah, exactly. So let's keep going. Thank you for the membership, Haxperian. So now he's going to find this Reddit comment that somebody left. More Reddit. We love Reddit here, guys. He's going to find this Reddit comment somebody left with one upvote, and he's going to respond to every point the Redditor makes and tell the Redditor that he's so true and based and that he's so sorry for being gay. Or
very, very sorry.
Yeah.
Comment that I saw on Reddit that I want to address too, because obviously this is a pretty good reflection of somebody that is very properly critical of me, right? Somebody that is actually hitting me with hard questions. So one user, Nostra Clonoa, says, personally, if you're asking me, I think it's weird that you don't look into the background history of your friends and the people you're just perfectly fine platforming. Again, we kind of did a podcast together. Everyone was a sizable creator. I don't really think that it is specifically me platforming, right? This is just 3 larger creators at the time. You allowed Mama Max to run rampant for years. Again, I wasn't the only large creator that worked with Mama.
Okay, but is this point really even worth addressing? I don't know. I always when people get mad at Mutahar with the Mama Max stuff, maybe I'm missing the point here, but I'm always just like, okay, well, I mean, he also called out Mama Max when everybody else did,
Yeah.
It's not like I would only be mad about Mutahar's association with Mama Max if it was still intact or something way after the fact. But it's like, Muta literally collabed with Nick, and Nick's the one that put out the fucking, definitive fuck Mama Max documentary. So is this even really a point worth addressing?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's kind of lame. I will say personally, probably the Magnetar stuff. You can say okay, I'll take accountability.
That shit.
I fucked a guy over too early, but just associating with Mama Max, just kind of ignorantly, it's criticizable. But is it really worth reading this comments and just bending your knee every single second? You did take the effort to go fuck him. Rightfully
so. Well, he did take that effort, right? And it's also a very hindsight-y type of comment. Everybody. You'll never believe this, right? But everybody's hindsight is always just dead on accurate. It's
I know.
You didn't know that he was this fucking asshole or whatever. And it's well, who did?
Probably not a lot of commentary
viewers. A few people
viewers.
did, definitely.
If a lot of commentary viewers knew it, then it wouldn't have been so popular when he was getting shit on.
Yeah.
Everyone would have been like, holy shit, this is crazy.
But it just goes to show, it's Muta sees this comment or something, and now he's got to respond to it, and he's got to address it and apologize and beat himself up
to the
over
hindsight Andes, by the way.
Yeah.
Max or collaborated or, at some point patted him on the back. The reality of it is there was plenty of creators. I was just one of the guys that came out and really absolutely threw him through the ringer, as I'm doing with Nux with this condemnation, and again, an explanation as to my side of the situation. The reality of it is I don't have to come out and make these videos, but I choose to because I believe being accountable is important. And I'd be a total hypocrite because I call other people out on crazy shit. And if I'm willing to completely sweep things under the rug and pretend like things don't exist or show you actual things,
sweep things under the rug, by the way.
Yeah, he says the word sweeping, so which is the same thing he's doing now
by deleting this video and being friends with Nux. And if I was sweeping things under the rug, this would be terrible. By the way, it might sound like we're being a little repetitive, but that's because this is his Nux death video. For context, this is his Nux death video. He's 40 minutes straight saying, I need to take accountability. I would never sweep things under the rug. I would never put my head in the sand and ignore this for like 40 minutes straight.
Yeah.
So it's like the context, this is deleted, by the way.
Well, we're only repetitive because he's repetitive.
Yeah, he keeps saying like the same thing over and over again. Like, I have to totally kneel on Nux.
These are his core points. He's like, I must do this because I would be an asshole to run and hide and sweep, and I must do this and I must get rid of him. The exact opposite positions that he has today.
Right.
So,
well, like 8 hours after posting this.
What changed? What happened? That's really all people are asking. It's like, so what changed?
Exactly.
What's your fucking take now? Or are you just going to sweep and ignore this and move on and make videos about Metal Gear Solid and, GTA, which is like, yeah, sure. Obviously, you can do that. And again, you don't owe us a response. He doesn't owe us shit.
Daddy Muda can just move
do
on.
Whatever he wants, which, yes, I know that. But
using his own words against him, he's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
And kind of an asshole.
Get Nux on a call?
That's what he says.
Holy
Nux, you want to call in?
You want to call in so we can scream at you? Oh, man. I mean, we could ask him, like, what happened?
Yeah, are you bet about that?
Well, would that be an interesting perspective? We get Nux on to ask Nux about... We bring Nux on an anti-Nux platform to ask him about Muda. Give us the details on Muda. What's going on there?
I mean, it would obviously be interesting, but there's no
somehow
fucking
he just
chance.
Answers it anyway.
And somehow Nux is like, I'll take the call.
Yeah, fuck it. Okay.
I am a pretty big fucking hypocrite on my own. So you blindly believe the allegations against Magnetar, which I apologize for, especially. You blindly believe the Night Docs was a creep, and you blindly let a guy like Nuxtaku openly discuss and show freak shit in his thumbnails. Again, I don't control another person.
Oh my god, the Night Docs stuff is so bad too. That is actually something that's worth criticizing him for. When all these YouTubers that were friends with Max just blindly believed that Night Docs was like this. What was the allegations that he like abuses his wife?
I think his children or something.
Yeah.
Or his wife. I don't remember the specifics.
Like this crazy like drunkard or something.
And I think that was like the guy who was, am I misremembering? That's the guy who let Max like sleep on his couch.
Right.
And shit and stay at his place.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Max
just lived there.
Fucked this guy's reputation, went after him. And then all of the other YouTubers around that corner. I don't want to even name names because I don't know who's I only remember this from Dioreo's video that I watched like a year ago. But yeah, like a lot of these YouTubers just blindly supported that shit. It was the same. It was a very like similar situation to the Magnetar.
Yeah, but like even worse because there's like more of a personal connection. I think, with Night Talks than there was with Magnetar. So
yeah, that's actually worth fucking criticizing Muda over.
Person and their YouTube account, so I don't know what I can do with their thumbnails. But again, it's something that I do condemn, especially when these thumbnails are slightly changed. Again, I don't think they should have ever been used in the first place, and I don't want to work with.
So we're back to addressing the thumbnails again. Same point.
Yeah.
That believe these thumbnails were a good choice in the first place. You actively don't look into the folks you trust, and you just blindly allow them to say whatever without having critical thought about a single bit of it. So again, I don't really watch a lot of content creators that I collaborate with, and nobody really does, okay? Like at the end of the day, when it came to Nux's channel, here I'm signed on with my actual YouTube account, and if it's one thing that you'll see, usually under videos, there'll be like a red bar. I don't have a red bar under basically any of these videos. I think the only video I have an actual red bar in this is probably, I showed YouTubers the most cultured clips, which I actually browsed through just for the sake of, again, this video. So yeah, Nux is somebody that I did a podcast with. But
are you sure you weren't watching that again?
Yeah. Sure, what, reminiscing about the lolicon you watched for? It's like, okay.
It's the fucking talking point.
That's A-log.
But it's not that I watched any of this content beforehand, right? Again, this was somebody that was very popular in a community of people beyond just anime and VTubing, and it led some credibility. And again, the only reason I'm making this video now is to take accountability and to really, again, condemn.
So what is even the point of saying, like, I don't watch Nux's content? Is it just that, how could I have known that this guy was doing this if I don't watch it? Is that just what he's saying?
I guess he's just, like, proving that he's just unaware of who Nux is.
Oh, okay.
I guess.
But you're doing business with them. But it's like a weird point where it's like, yeah, I had no idea what this guy was doing. Like, obviously, yeah, I believe that. Like, I'm not watching every fucking commentary video in this sphere. In fact, I watch very little of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I want to keep my commentary as original sounding as possible. I don't want to be watching a bunch of Nick or Chud and then accidentally ape their talking points from them.
Yeah.
So that's believable that you didn't watch that much content, but at the same time, what point are we even disproving here? It's like,
I think he's actually proving the commentator's points, probably.
Yeah.
The commentator's point is
you don't vet your friends.
You don't vet your friends. And he's like, well, actually, here's me not vetting my friends.
Okay. I mean, shit. Yeah.
Condemn the behavior that this person actually exhibited. Again, that's really the reality of it. Even if you look at other friends of mine like Oompaville, you can see literally I watch the content that I'm interested in, right? Like Mr. Beast response, him saying he's retiring, Fuzi crash outs, a sad AI situation, Smart Schoolboy 9. These are things that I actually watch, right? Guys like Wendigoon, great friend, love Isaiah. But I think the only video out of his that I've watched is probably the disturbing and controversial video game iceberg, and more specifically, Faith 3D. Isaiah is more a video gaming YouTuber for me, especially when he covers things like this. And this goes for a lot of my favorite YouTube friends, okay? I like Moist Critical, don't watch every single Charlie video out there. In fact, I don't really watch much of YouTubers unless it comes to really, really specific things like speedrunning or, 4-hour-long video game retrospectives. And again, this isn't really a defense. I most definitely should have actually been vetting people. And that's why going into, again, the future of my channel, I definitely want to keep collaborations to a minimum. I can't keep making a mistake like this because, again, if you're going to make mistakes...
And he's going to make it about how... It's like, the problem isn't the collaborations, right?
Yeah.
He's like, going forward, I'm going to do way less collaborations. It's like, well, is that even really the problem or something you even have to do, right? Or it's like, I've been collabing too much with people. It's like, no.
It's that...
the people that you're collabing with, you're not vetting at all.
Right, and then not only you're not vetting them, because that would be one thing.
Which I'm treading on dangerous territory here because the same shit could be said about me.
I was going to say, it's not about not vetting them entirely. It's also about believing what they say. Like, it wasn't just because he didn't vet Mama Max. That wasn't the only criticism. It's just because he didn't vet him. That's what this one Reddit comment is saying. The main criticism is that he jumped on and supported Mama Max's allegations towards Magnetar and towards Night Dogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where most criticism lies. I mean, just being loosely associated with someone, I mean, who fucking cares? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's about how you respond to it, right? So I think that's really where main criticism is. I think the commenter is kind of taking it a little more extreme, but I mean,
the point still
stands.
There, yeah.
So
you got to fucking learn from them. If you actively looked into Nux, you'd spot the weird pattern of shit that follows man, especially with Mama Max. I don't know if it's a bias you have, but if you're going to be critical of others, which I am, expect people to be critical of you when you platform weirdos and don't actually vet them. And I totally understand that criticism, and it's not something I want to actually keep happening in the future, okay? So if you make a video complaining about the fact that you're being criticized here, I won't be surprised if you snip half of this post and then act like we're all stupid, which I'm not. I literally will not do that, okay? If it's one thing that I don't do ever, all right, you're a long-time watcher.
So here the commenter just trolls Muda into including
he's like,
video.
I won't be surprised if you fuck this up.
If you don't respond to me, you're a bitch. And Muda's like, clearly I'm not a bitch, as I'm responding to you right now.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Fucking snip a post, okay? I'll respond to the whole thing. There's genuine criticisms of you that people are making in good faith because they like you and your content. Exactly. And for those people, I'm making a video like this to really, again, address these situations. If you ignore that, that's on you. But it sure is weird that this is the second time now that you don't vet people and blindly vouch for them. Again, Mama Max, the example used before, it wasn't just me vouching for this guy. Everyone in the community really did. Until, of course, shit hit the fan. People really started looking into this content. And even then, I was one of the large YouTubers that came out and really actually mentioned that, took accountability, in my personal opinion, and owned up to it. Really breaks the immersion you try to make of being a respectable, neutral party. When you actually have vouched for monsters 2 times in the last 3
You vouched for
monsters 2 times in the last 3 to 4 years. That's a pretty good record.
That's honestly not that bad.
2 monsters in 3 to 4 years. I mean, how many monsters have come out? This is the thing, right? I'm treading careful here because it's like, if there's one person you could say like just doesn't vet people or used to not vet people, I mean,
well, yeah,
you know, fucking.
Again, like I said, I really think the commenters obviously taking it a bit extreme, but I understand their point about just like, you know, I mean, it's really also relevant specifically with Nuxtaku because of the fact what happened with Chud Logic.
Yeah,
he went on Chud Logic, he disavowed Nuxtaku. It'd basically be like if after your grand fucking flamenco kneeling stream, you basically went and told flamenco, you're like, actually, it's nothing to do with you, and we have no problems.
Dude,
you know what I mean? It's like
I did my Grand Flamingo stream. I'm just like, hey guys, actually, me and Flamingo talked it out. We're friends
good.
Now.
Exactly. So it's like this commenter is definitely relevant when talking about Nux because it's like you disavowed the guy on Chud's stream, then you went behind the scenes and fucking talked to him, and then made up, and then said it was a lot. Didn't apologize to Chud. Didn't apologize for lying. Like, what the fuck is going on here? The way that you're interacting with your friends are just like terrible.
Oh my god.
So.
Fucking smack on the chat. Nuxtaku's Mutahar's Flamenco. In parentheses, Flam and Augie are still cool behind the scenes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, every time I call him a fucking pedo and he fucking says he's gonna rape me, whatever he says on Twitter, it's all kayfabe. It's all part of the script, dude.
Yeah, it's
Follow
all
the
scripted.
Script.
Yep, it's all scripted.
People are saying this comment on Reddit is like a fake Mutahar account. Like they're like, how much you want to bet? This is all like planted criticisms that Mutahar gets to address and look better for
Yeah, so he like makes this to try to
acknowledging them. That's why this comment's written so strangely.
Yeah, and it's like 2 days old.
I don't believe that, but interesting theory chat's cooking up there. Oh my fucking god, dude.
3 to 4 years, which again, I do 100% apologize for, and it's something that I have to do better. I have to get rid of a blind spot. I have to get rid of biases. But yeah, when it comes to things like this and people, alleging stuff like watching Loli on the down low, it's not something that I ever do. It's not something that I ever want to do, and it's not something I condone. And for that, I do take accountability into not pushing back and stepping away from the situation. Your community can go harass everyone who doesn't like your opinion, because whether you believe it or not, you've got a hive mind of people who support you blindly, which I shouldn't have. Okay, you should be 100% critical of everyone. I'm not.
But every YouTuber has that.
Every YouTuber has blind support. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
you're not fucking.
Somebody that makes
how dare Mutahar have this?
Yeah, you've built up an audience of people that worship you and are sycophants. Yeah, everybody does that just by fucking existing on this platform, because people are fucking dumb little fucking goyim, dude. Just following their favorite fucking E-daddy and just sucking his balls when no matter what he does, until it becomes uncool to do so.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just human fucking nature.
Yeah.
Mistakes, as I'm describing in this video. And I do not ever endorse anybody in my community going out to harass somebody. If you harass somebody, you're not in the Some Ordinary Gamers community in my books. But unless you actually grow from how much you blindly believe people, you'll continue to make the same mistakes every time, which I don't want to. And that's why, again, I'm making these videos, because I think taking accountability is very important. And obviously, I believe taking accountability on the main channel is very important too.
On the main channel.
On the main channel.
I love he specifies exactly what is no longer being done now. Like on the main channel.
Like 7 times show this video. He's just been like, accountability on the main channel.
So is he just really just never going to fucking touch this ever again? Like what happens if he just goes live and somebody asks him about it, sends a super chat? Is he just going to fucking
ignore it?
Yeah.
Just never go live again? Or
what's the long-term play here? I mean, shit.
I have no idea.
And again, if people wonder why posts get removed from the Reddit, nobody moderates this Reddit but the Reddit automod. And if you look very carefully, it says removed by Reddit, which, to be honest with you, No Circle Noah, this wasn't me hiding anything. I'm just going to hit approve on that, because this shit absolutely drives me insane. I think we've got to change the automod settings at some point. No,
Bravo.
Wow, what a king. What a legend.
Accountability right there.
I will approve this.
Your comment is now approved, and we will do so much better in the future to get these comments approved.
Wow.
Oh, my God. Germ through 5. Don't they realize Flamenco sued you? That's why you had to leave after hours for all this time. He couldn't rape you IRL, so he had to rape you in the courts. Yeah, dude. I actually lost, too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why we're streaming again, and it's to make up for the hundreds of thousands of dollars we had to pay Flamenco.
I need to heal, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And he's still the play button.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The paint guy. Yeah, I had to give him the paint guy one. It's over.
Yeah, it's finished.
Obviously, I want to address some other power round criticism before we end this off. Lol, fuck Muda. Dude's been a hypocrite forever as well. Dude virtue signals over cartoons, but loves watching beheading videos.
3 months ago, 10 likes, by the way.
Oh my God, dude. This comment, I remember watching this, right? So Mutahar is going to respond. So a lot of people have been saying this for a while, right? That Mutahar is a hypocrite for condoning lolly, even though he watches beheading videos in the dark web or something, and he watches gore.
Yeah. Failing
to realize there's an obvious difference between morbid curiosity and fucking sexual attraction to drawn children.
Yeah.
As I love this argument, right? It's they conflate, again, killing and raping, that it's all just falls under the blanket fucking banner.
This is bad banner.
Yeah, morbid curiosity about dark topics, something that every man has built into them.
Of course.
Versus sexual attraction to children, something only sick fucking pedos and freaks have built into them.
Right.
You don't think there's a little bit of a difference there?
It basically is like comparing as if like you as a man fantasize about defending yourself and like blasting someone with a shotgun in your home, right? Like every man thinks about if they did that, killing someone in self-defense, comparing that to fantasizing about fucking a child, right? It's like, well, you're still you're taking someone's life.
Everybody
and fucking someone.
The planet recognizes the difference between these two things.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And, it sounds like we're simping hard for Muda here. Well, first of all, this is a dumb fucking
this is a dumb talking point.
This is literally a lolicon pedo talking point.
Yeah.
However, for some reason, Mutahar just doesn't respond to it in the way that we just did. He doesn't respond to it correctly. Instead, he's gonna just kind of, hear it for yourself. This is a weird part of the video that I thought was strange.
We've got to change the automod settings at some point. Now, obviously, I want to address some other power round criticism before we end this off. Lol, fuck Muda. Dude's been a hypocrite forever as well. Dude virtue signals over cartoons, but loves watching beheading videos. So I want to also address this statement as well. Now, on the podcast, I talked about a morbid curiosity that I have with like beheading videos, like cartel stuff on the internet. And I feel like I have to explain this a little bit more. My morbid curiosity comes from the fact that for a long time, for years at this point, I've been looking into the Mexican drug war. And if you ever followed like cartel social media, one of the weirdest things about their social media is you actually have like gang bosses, sicarios, like actual hitmen, like real hardened gangsters posting on Instagram, TikTok, posting on really any social media platform, their mansions, their extravagant lifestyles. They've got gold guns, Ferraris. It's really crazy propaganda they use to really house people in. But if you look in Reddit boards like r/narco footage, a lot of these boards where they catalog the Mexican drug war, you'll find plenty of uses of social media where the cartel uploads straight up beheadings, violence, takedowns as forms of intimidation. So realistically, I don't enjoy or love watching this kind of stuff. If you ever watch my dark web videos, my dry heaving is insane. Okay, even if the gore is not on the screen, I will throw up even thinking about these situations.
Okay.
Dude, what the fuck was that?
Why the cough?
Whenever I watch these videos, I want to puke, dude. It's so bad.
Why?
Okay.
Why did you do that? Was that just to represent it, or was that a fake fucking thing to look real?
Fucking Down syndrome. But yeah, what the fuck is he talking about at this point overall, right? He's like, he's just kind of missing the point,
yeah,
right?
it's fine. Again, it's not that big a deal if you have morbid curiosity. We all
Everybody
know
does.
there's a difference between what you're describing and fucking sexual attraction to Drawn CP. We all know there's a fucking difference.
If you were jerking off to fucking cartel, like
I would, then I'd be like,
then we're getting into crazy territory. But you're not.
Exactly. It's not that fucking deep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally a lolly pedophile talking point. It's just terrible.
Right. But he doesn't respond to it correctly. I just don't understand like what
he's explaining himself. Like, I just look at it for research and I just do it because I think it's interesting. It's like, or you can just say that there's obviously a fucking difference. This
it's
is
like,
a
I'm
mood
actually
talking
deeply
point.
interested in the cartel beheading video. It's like, okay, where did you know that it's so crazy that these videos are posted on the internet, and that's why it's like, what
No,
what are we getting at here?
That doesn't need to be said. You're fine, bro.
Someone in the chat said, like, Connor, nobody with a firearm thinks about self-defense situations.
That's just a code.
Pretty sure every man on Earth is constantly thinking about crazy self-defense situations, especially if they have a fucking family.
Yeah,
right?
if you're going to be attacked, like, how would you respond to something?
Yeah, like what?
Unlocking the safe. If you have a firearm and you actually don't think about how you need to unlock the safe and attack someone who's intruding your home, you failed as a man.
You're
actually,
retarded.
You're just retarded. How would you not? You wouldn't be prepared for that at all. You've never thought this through once. Someone's invading your home and your wife's fucking scared.
Yeah, it's not just some crazy like little like daydream that you think about for like 2 seconds. Like, it's just something people think about.
It's
obviously.
fucking normal.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I don't watch these things for fun, but to give you a context about it, when I do come across this stuff in that specific context,
somebody says, I think soy boys think about that.
It's like, okay, the alpha male position is to just not even worry about it ever. Never think
That's
about
the alpha
it.
male take.
My wife protecting her, who gives a fuck about that?
Who gives a fuck?
It's like, okay, you're really an alpha male, bro.
Yeah, alpha males feign ignorance and
never cannot conceptualize a position that they might have to be in.
Right. Okay, got it.
Yeah, that's
about
very
these
true.
situations. I don't.
What the fuck? What would you do if flamenco broke in? Kill him, dude.
What would you do if someone broke into your house?
Yeah.
You're dead.
I don't think about that.
That's weird. You're weird for thinking about that, bro.
Okay. Mr. Fields Purgatory with the tier 1. Thank you, bro. Yeah, what the fuck is this chat?
Watch these things for fun. But to give you a context about it, when I do come across this stuff in that specific context, it's more of me watching these things as part of my ongoing private investigation and research in morbid curiosity of a drug war happening where cowboys are raking in billions of dollars 2 hours south of the border from, like, what, Los Angeles? Like, literally right across the border of the United States from one of the richest countries in the world. You can have a nation where, again, billion-dollar gangs can effectively run entire portions of Mexico. It's an insane, wild scenario. You know, people talk about crazy, evil shit happening on the other side of the world. This is happening literally to the south of the border, and it's insane it's gone on this long. Now, obviously, I'm in a
Okay.
Again, none of that mattered. You're
What are
fine.
you
It's
talking
not
about?
that deep.
Oh my god.
It's
I
not
don't
that
even,
deep.
Just where are we going with this?
Yeah, it's okay, bro.
this video off on, again, Nux Taku is somebody that I have considered a friend at one point, but honestly, with a lot of these new things that have sort of come and resurfaced and people have brought these things up to my attention, it's not something I feel comfortable really even, like, looking at. Okay, I don't like lowly stuff, and honestly, in a lot of these clips where, again, Nux with me involved in these sort of competitions or these sort of like collaborations is not something I'm okay with. It's not something I like being attributed to, and it's something that I 100% condemn. So as far as there being a bridge between me and Nux Taku, it doesn't exist.
Okay. As if you needed to hear that for the 20th time.
Yeah, I lost count. I think we're at like 9 or 10.
Right. Just to make it clear once again, just to make sure, okay, this is his final position.
No bridge. Fuck Nux.
Yep, no bridge. And even
It's
when he
over.
deletes this video, he still clarifies that they're not friends anymore until the next day, when actually he said, "Fuck all that. I'm going back."
I'm friends with Nux again.
Yeah. Sorry, dude. Like, what did that call even sound like between Muta and Nux? Was it just like, "What's up, man? My bad, dude. I didn't mean to call you that. It's let's talk about it, dude." It's like, what? How do you even open that conversation?
I don't know how you can talk about that. And then what does Nux even say? Just like, it's good. You're good, man. Just delete the video and we'll be fine.
Here's the question that I have, right? Does Nux have something on Muta? Does Nux have a fucking DM in the past where Muta gave some cringe or crusty take on Lolly where he's like, "It's just drawings, dude. I don't know why people get fucking mad about that." That he could then release to make Muta look stupid for taking this position now? Is that what's going on there? Which, that again is total wild, crazy speculation, because it implies that Nux has blackmailed Muta.
And he's using the
he'd be
blackmail.
willing to use it to manipulate Muta and force him
To
to his will.
submit to his will, yeah.
Right. Which would be psycho if that was the case. But almost sounds like that, given how strong Muta's stance has been in this video that he's done with Nux.
Well, how strong it is, and also how fast it happened on the inverse. It wasn't like I talked to Muta and we're working things out. He doesn't really want to be friends with me, but we're trying to figure it out. It was immediately, we're friends again. Why? Why so fast? You couldn't have even just worked to build the bridge back up. The bridge was like destroyed and rebuilt in fucking 24 hours. How?
Yeah.
How is the bridge rebuilt in 24 hours?
Dude, we were playing this game, right? We should do a commentary tier list, right? Of all the people that we've like burned the bridge with.
Oh, yeah.
A tier list of how easy would it be if we just decided, you know what, fuck our morals, fuck every position we've ever held. If I wanted to, say, for instance, like completely rebuild the bridge with like Tipster or Flamenco or Bolax, how difficult, rank it on a tier list, would it be? Like,
right.
Which ones would just blindly accept you back? Which ones put up a fight? Which ones would kind of be like, there would be, you know, it was this like crazy social experiment idea that I had of like a tier list of like, how would all the people we've like talked about be willing to just, if we just hit them up one day and it's like, "Hey man, you're amazing. Actually, I take back everything I said about you. We're cool now."
We go live and apologize. And just, again, we just totally theoretically just, what if we just dedicated our life to building that bridge back? How hard would certain things be? Right. And are there ones that are like impossible? Like, is there something that no matter what we do,
like Nerd City, I think would be
window.
impossible, which I don't know why. I don't remember what I did terrible to him, right? But clearly he is like totally fuck these guys. So I think he would be on the rank of like impossibility, whereas somebody else like, who's like an easy one?
Would probably not be, I mean, maybe.
I think honestly, if I just went to Tipster and I was just like, "You know what, dude? I'm a lefty now. I disavow my politics. I
love trans people." I feel like he would accept you.
Yeah. Or if like I just really hammed it up for like an hour, I think eventually Tipster would be like, "Okay, dude," and just
you're good, and then he'd follow you on Twitter.
Yeah.
So it's like that would be S tier easy.
Yeah.
Possible. Yeah. Maybe we could do that for a bonus stream, just ranking every person that we've ever nuked.
Yeah. And seeing like just guessing purely on speculation, how difficult would it be, you know?
Yeah.
But with the guy, and going back to this situation, like Muta and Nux, you would think that would be like a nearly like
impossible bridge.
F tier, in tier fucking difficulty ranking.
Yeah, where it's like you have done a 40-minute video calling me a fucking pedophile, basically. This is going to take a minute to come back from both their perspectives.
Yeah.
From Mutahar's perspective.
There's going to need to be time to heal and sort of,
figure out.
Touch each other. Get back to the point where they can start touching each other again.
Yeah.
But nope, immediately they just have full-on fucking makeup sex.
Friends.
And they're all good now.
They're all fucking good. They had a little stroke, and that was it.
Yeah, immediately, which is just crazy. Imagine if I made a video on you, basically insinuating you're a fucking pedophile.
For an hour.
And then I hit you up in the same night or the next day, however long it was, and just be like, "Dude,
I fucked
let's
up.
talk." You'd probably be like, "Get away
I
from
would
me."
record the call and release it and say that you're the biggest fucking loser of all time.
Oh my God, Nux probably did record that call, though.
Yeah.
How would he not?
I would if I was Nux. I wouldn't even blame him. I feel like you should record that call. Do you think there's a recording of this call somewhere out there secretly?
There's gotta be. I feel like Nux is definitely like more of the conniving. If either one of them would be the conniving type, it would be Nux.
Yeah.
And that makes me interested just to know like what happened here. Are we really dealing with like some stupid blackmail situation? Is it really that crazy? Is there some like deranged like YouTube Black Book Epstein Shad-based level fucking blackmail scheme going on here with all these YouTubers? Or is it really not that complicated and Muta just was like, oops.
He's like a weird emotional, just
Yeah, he had like a
freaked
BPD
out.
flare up and he was just like, wait,
never mind.
is that really how simple it is? I really believe this situation could either be that simple or that stupid and convoluted and complex.
Yeah, I don't know. And again, we're left to speculate. That's the only thing.
Yep.
We're just left to speculate.
That's been like, admittedly, probably like 70% of this stream is just us speculating.
Because it's just so strange.
Yeah.
But it leaves so much room for speculation because it's so unclear. That's the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Muta's out there like Biden with the pardons. Okay, dude. Holy shit. Quarantine Sin through 2 says, put me in A tier, babe. Is that Mr. Sin?
Mr. Sin?
Put me in A tier.
He's like, I would be easy. You can rebuild with me.
What the fuck?
You can rebuild it with me any day.
Yeah, let's be friends, dude.
Okay.
Germ through 2.
Wow.
The silence is deafening. The blackmail is real. Mike the Bike through 5 says, Muta parody coming soon with help from Confusing and Jada. Really now?
Oh, yeah, I
Did
think
you
so.
know about this?
Yep. Yeah, new Mike
Crazy.
the Bike parody.
Atlantis Pup through 5 just says true. Thank you very much. All right, let's finish this fucking video. Is it on that screen?
Yep.
Okay, we're good to go.
And it won't ever exist. And honestly, looking at some of these clips again, and some of these thumbnails that have been changed around, and again, some of these other situations involving other VTubers that feel very wrong in these situations regarding Nux Taku, I don't feel comfortable ever associating with this person. And regardless of whatever past or friendship that I've had, whatever that led to a blind spot, I do 100% take accountability for my fuck-ups being part of some of these collaborations, competitions, these game shows, okay? You know, there's plenty of larger creators that have collaborated with Nux, and I'm not going to make a giant spiel and say everyone should be guilty by association. All I'm here for is saying that I am definitely in the wrong for even contributing or watching any of this kind of illegal content. Had I known it at the time, I would have stepped away immediately. But I really, honest to God, didn't. And whether people think that I'm playing dumb or I'm not being 100% truthful, you're never going to win over people that never want to side with you. But I just want to get my piece out there. I also want to end this video off by saying that to any of the creators that have made
You're never going to win off people that won't completely side with you, as he's trying in this whole drama to win off one group, and then he abandons them and tries to win off the other group.
And then he abandons them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. And the thing is that maybe he decided that commentary is something he can't win over, but I don't think so. Again, Muta didn't have a bad reputation before this.
No.
Not in the commentary at all. And I think it was still salvageable after the initial fuck up on Chud's stream. I think it was completely salvageable.
100%.
Yeah, if he was just like, I fucked up, I spoke way too much, it doesn't have anything to do with that. Sorry, Chud, for the shit you got. Sorry, Nux. My bad. Move on.
No, yeah,
I feel
Muta
like that would have
definitely
been
thinks
salvageable.
he's in like a complete lose-lose where he's just fucked forever. It just doesn't matter anything he says. But I feel like he just threw in the towel and gave up way too early.
Yeah, basically.
Like he didn't even try. Like
It's just over immediately.
Yeah.
videos on me and covered this whole situation, regardless of whatever thumbnails have been brought up or titles or any of these situations. I want to apologize to people like Chud Logic in this situation because I really do feel like I did wrong you, obviously, with my misspeaking, my misstatements. I shouldn't have even said anything in the first place, and if I've hurt you or your career in this entire process, then I humbly apologize with it, okay? I know that, things probably wouldn't, smooth over, but I think an apology is due, and I think you got to be man enough to apologize, when you have to.
Does he stand by this? Question mark. We don't know.
Yeah. Does he actually feel like he was fine to do what he did with Chud Logic?
I don't know, dude. Like, shit. Shane with a member, thank you very much. And Atlantis with a gift, appreciate that.
Now, when it comes to creators that have made videos on me being critical of me on this subject, I don't want to obviously come across as somebody that was sweeping it, under the rug or pretending to ignore it the entire time. Look, if you make a video on me being critical about me, I am totally okay with that. I have obviously been critical of other people in the past. This is not something that is
and then he gives everyone permission. If you want to criticize me, you have my permission. Go ahead. Thanks.
Thanks for letting me know.
Wheelhouse. For the creators that have made videos on me calling me out for it, it is something that, again, I thank you for. Accountability is very important. Policing this community is very important. When people make fuck-ups, you gotta at least be able to address those fuck-ups and own them. And I do definitely own my mistakes on, again, watching any of this lolicon with Nux Taku. I didn't know it at the time, but honestly, reviewing it and this footage and these clips, yeah, it shouldn't have been something that I was ever a part of in the first place. And I do 100% take full accountability for that, okay? Massive, massive fucking L on my part. But it's not something that I absolutely want to bring up as something that is malicious on my end, okay? There were no crazy gooning sessions in the background.
Okay.
What the
Jesus,
oh
man.
my God.
It's just, there was no crazy gooning in the background. That's
okay.
The main talking points.
I don't think
Again,
thought that.
I think he's just addressing like Reddit tier like trolls. It's like no one really thinks that fucking Muta was gooning to the lolly with Nux. That's not the point.
Consistently for hours. Like,
that's
no.
not the fucking point.
Nobody thought that.
No one of
Did
any
they?
importance. I don't think so. If anyone thought that, that's just a troll fucking argument. That's
Yeah.
a total A-log troll argument. It's worse than the fucking he shits on lollies but watches beheading videos. Like it's
that tier of like
tier,
stupid.
yeah.
So it's like he just has. Don't worry, guys. We definitely weren't just stroking our fucking shit to that every day.
Gooning.
It's like, all right, we get it. We didn't think that anyway.
That was not the main fucking point.
At the end of the day, my relationship with Nux Taku is pretty much over, and it's not something I ever want to rekindle, especially after reviewing all the other things.
Okay, again, we're at clarification number 12 here. We're not.
It's not rekindling it.
We're never gonna be friends with Nux. Fuck that guy.
It's over. It's fucking over.
Yeah. And by saying that, he's basically implying that Nux is like on like tier of human being that he wouldn't want to associate with. He's not outright saying Nux is a pedo or Nux is into this shit, but he's definitely into something that's far enough for Muda to be like
unsalvageable.
Done. Get out. Get out of my life. Fuck you.
Holy
what
shit.
the fuck, man?
Have come out of this. At the end of the day, I make fuck ups. Human beings, we all make fuck ups. I think choosing how you acknowledge those fuck ups, that goes a long way. And how I choose to acknowledge this fuck up is basically, again, by completely being 100% transparent, honest with you, shedding light on things like the podcast shutting down. And ultimately, I want to move past this, leave this behind, and really just sort of end this on a note where at least I get my side of the story out. For the last couple months, this has been something where I feel like I've been taking a whole fuck ton of the pot shots, when really it's Nux that should absolutely be taking a lot of this, shit.
Holy shit.
Wait a minute now. So Mudo's like, honestly, I've been eating a lot of shit. Fuck it. It should be on that guy.
It should be that guy's fucking fault.
Yeah, for different things, though.
Yeah.
Nux's crimes and Muda's crimes. I mean, some of them are similar, but like it's mostly like, what
you did with Chud Logic, your just general association with him,
your back and forth, your wishy-washiness, your lies on certain different statements. Like it's different. Whereas with Nux, the main stuff that he's being accused of is more of his direct relationship with the obscene content.
Yeah. And the way that he made.
Like, you realize, like, you're mostly being criticized for different things, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not, I mean, there is some parallel with both of them being inconsistent with their stories and lying and stuff like that, but it's, again, still for different things.
Full face on. Something that I haven't seen on a secondary channel, main channel, social media platforms is actually taking a...
What was that?
I've been taking a whole fuck ton of the pot shots, when really it's Nux that should absolutely be taking a lot of this, shit. Full face on. Something that I haven't seen on a secondary channel, main channel, social media platforms is actually taking accountability for some of these pretty serious grievances. Like, at the end of the day, I don't think this is a simple cancellation. Lowly content is not something that I ever endorse, and it's something that I've been 100% against. And unfortunately, having somebody who may have potentially shown me this stuff based on the clips that I've seen, which seems to be a pretty high likelihood, is not something that I should have ever done. Should have been completely 100% against it. Take accountability for it. But ultimately, I don't ever want to work with Nux going forward. I think that bridge has long since been burnt. And like I burned a
Holy shit, that's like fucking 13 times now.
Holy shit, dude. Once again. Okay. Nux will never be my fucking friend again. Holy shit.
These last like few minutes are just very, very hard nailing it in.
So much yap. I mean, this whole video is yap, but just especially the end here. It's like, he's like a kid that got busted by like his dad or something for like stealing from the cookie jar.
Yeah, it's like I will never put my hand in the cookie jar again. I'll never do it again. I'll never do it again.
He should have just filmed a video of himself writing on the chalkboard like, I will never talk to Nux Taku again. I will never talk to Nux Taku again, and done that for like an hour and then uploaded that.
Live streamed himself doing it.
Yeah. Like, why does he have to clarify this so many times? We got 10 seconds left. Will anything of value be mentioned here at the end?
With Mama Max, with his situation, this is not a bridge I want to keep continuing. So I definitely want to take accountability for my
again,
stuff.
14 times.
Again, just to get that in there. I didn't think in the last 10 seconds we'd actually hear another fucking statement, definitive statement. But again, he says it again right there. Okay, wow.
But yeah, this is me, Mutahar, and I'm out.
All right, this is me, Mutahar, and I'm out. And then immediately you get Chud Logic. He lied to my face.
He lied to my face right there.
In the fucking thing there.
Yeah.
Oh look, a new Boblax video. You want to watch
the
Boblax?
Twitter versus Fine Luigi Mangione?
Dude, we should watch some Boblax.
Wow.
Okay, what do we have here? So I guess if there's anything else, let's look at Mutahar's current response, right?
Yeah, well, there's we watched a little bit of Nux's response video, then Mutahar responded. I feel like the perfect meme to represent that video is, that Indian meme where it's like the guy shaking hands and it's like, my friendship with X has ended. Like, Y is my best friend now.
Yeah.
It just needs to be Mutahar. My friendship with Nux has ended. Nux is my best friend now. It's like, what the fuck just happened here? It's like, I don't get it, man.
Let's see this right here. This is Metal Gear Solid 2 predicts the future. And at the beginning, Mutahar addresses the allegations.
Now, obviously, I can't make this video without at least addressing why I took a hiatus a week and a half ago. See, I talk about taking accountability, and one of the accountability things that I want to take is making a video titled Post Nux Clarity about a week and a half ago, where, again, I took a matter that I probably should have handled over a phone call privately, and I made it a whole public thing for about, a few hours. And it's one of those things that I should have handled, again, privately, talking to Nux, somebody I worked with for years.
Wait a minute now. So it should have been handled over the phone?
Handled privately. I don't understand.
Why? If he did obscene things, if he featured obscene, objectionable content on his channel, how is that something you could just address over the phone?
Yeah,
it's not like this is like a personal fucking... I mean, there is a personal element to it, but it's also just flat out something you call out.
Yeah, that video that we just watched was not a Nux kind of like... Nux flirted with my girlfriend.
Yeah,
I should have done that.
I should have
handled it
he
with
stole
privately.
My money from the podcast.
Exactly. That would have been a private thing. It's like, okay, it was Nux did all this public shit that I have no fucking room for, and it's a complete disavowal, and it's fucking horrible and disgusting. Publicly, he's done all this.
Yeah.
What do you mean? How do you resolve that over the phone?
I don't understand. Like, does he just call Nux on the phone? He's like, do you still watch Lolly and show it on your channel? Nux is like, no, dude, I don't do that, dude. And I was like, okay.
I guess we're good.
I just wanted to clarify that. Goodbye. Hangs up. It's like, what convo can be had about this?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess what they talked about on the phone, maybe Nux told him, he's like, maybe Nux gave Muta, like, his version of Muta's apology, where Nux just, like, for 40 minutes straight was like, I apologize, I'm wrong, this was wrong, I shouldn't engage in this content, I shouldn't have shared this content.
Yeah.
And Mutahar's like, well, you're still a human being, you're still my friend, you've changed, I guess, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, I shouldn't have blasted you or something. And I no longer stand by what I said, which was like a harsh, heavy disavowal. But
yeah.
Again, why the sudden change of thought? If all it could have taken to change your mind is just hearing him say, I don't do that shit,
sorry,
dude.
my bad.
Yeah,
just,
my
I'm
bad,
sorry,
bro.
my bad.
Then how strong were your convictions in the first place? Clearly not.
Yeah. No, clearly not. I mean, and if it was that weak, if that's all it really would have taken to switch you, I feel like it should have been that you reached out to Nux and talked to him then. If it really was that your convictions weren't that strong, why didn't you fucking call Nux and just resolve it, right?
Yeah, you didn't even think to talk to him in the first place, right?
Yeah. If your convictions are that weak, like, which obviously we've seen now, he just says shit to say shit. He just disavowed Nux just to do it. That didn't fucking mean anything.
Yeah, if all he needed was to hear Nux's word and be assured by Nux that I'm not a pedo, dude, and I'm a human being or something, I've changed or whatever, right? You didn't even think that could be a possibility or something to engage with already before you made the fucking video?
It just doesn't make any sense.
What's going on here? So let's listen to more.
And it's one of those things that I should have handled, again, privately, talking to Nux, somebody I worked with for years. Now, this was all in relation to a collaboration we did on his channel about, 2021, 2020 at this point. And it was one where, again, I had received a lot of comments on a Reddit and, again, various other social medias. And it's something that brewed for a few months. And it caused me to make a pretty bad decision on my channel, which is upload a 39-minute video, which I would say a big chunk of it was really a hit piece on somebody rather than actually addressing things.
So if it was a hit piece, that implies that some of that information was wrong then.
Yeah. I think the only part that was just stupid to include was the Taiga shit.
Right.
But the rest of it was stuff that he was right about. I mean, he had the facts right about the Shadman Association. He had the facts right about the Lolly thumbnail stuff, right? I mean, I'm not misremembering.
Yeah, that was still accurate information.
Yeah, that was all accurate information, and he correctly tied it to his morals and his standards and saying, I can't be okay with this. The video was not, in those regards, what was the hit piece part? It wasn't like,
yeah, hit piece implies that it was like a dishonest, like smear attack or smear job. Where was the smear? And if there was a smear, please, Muta, as a viewer of your channel, tell me what you got wrong. Because if you're just putting out fucking smear jobs on people willy-nilly, like whatever Reddit tells you to do, like if they tell you to make a video on this person and you're just putting out like a full 40-minute smear job on them instantly, well, I'd like to know like how badly you botched up that information if that's what your current take is. But I don't.
Exactly, yeah. Like tell us, now you need to take accountability and tell us how you fucked up in this video if that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I just wanted to come in and say that really I want to address the serious mistake that I made, which is making that video in the first place. And again, throwing somebody under the bus like that. So again, for this, I just want to say that all these situations have been resolved pretty much in privately between me and Nux and, any party that was really involved in this. And since then, I've taken
from
time
Nux
off,
and
clearly,
any party that was involved in this, he says too.
Who are the other parties?
Chud Logic.
I don't think he reached out to Chud.
Yeah, he didn't.
And Nick or anyone else. I mean, I guess those parties aren't involved directly, but still, it's like I've reached out to all the parties involved. Meanwhile, the whole community's like, what the fuck did you just say?
You totally ghosted us, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Chud is a direct person involved in it because Nux addressed Chud multiple times. Mutahar went on Chud's stream multiple times. Mutahar had to make the clarifying statements about Nux multiple times because of the Chud Logic stream. So that was someone that was directly involved, right? I mean,
yeah.
Where's the statement? Where's the apology? It was there. Now it's deleted.
Yeah, I don't fucking understand this. Jeremy the 5, total completionist W. He wipes his tears of joy from laughing this drama with the money that he stole from the dementia charities. Fraud for life. Oh my god, dude.
Wow. Total completionist W.
Holy shit. I saw Carl Jobs put out a new video on the completionist. I need to watch that because I'm actually curious about that situation.
Yeah.
But was Carl Jobs sweeping for Muda by making this video on the completionist, their guy that they took down last year?
Oh, he's trying to like distract from the allegations.
Remember
like,
Muda's greatest hits?
Completionist is really finished now. Remember this, guys?
Let's retread this old drama.
Yeah.
What has completionist even done?
He's been gone, right?
He's been stroking his shit alone, quietly.
Carl Jobs
sad
is sweeping.
Yeah, Carl Jobs sweeping. Confirmed.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
And I've talked to a lot of, big industry friends here.
Somebody's like, y'all are reaching.
Yeah. No fucking shit.
Good one, autistic retard.
No
wow.
fucking shit.
That I've taken time off, clearly, and I've talked to a lot of, big industry friends here, like people in this game, people in YouTube. And it was really just that caused me to really have some self-reflection instead of crashing out in public and constantly making videos in a period of serious distress. Not that discounts, clearly, the mistake that I made.
Constantly crashing out and making all these videos? What is he talking about?
He says, I reached out to a lot of big industry people and talked to them, and it made me realize I shouldn't be constantly crashing out. What do you mean? Who is he talking to?
What other... Wait, there's other Mutahar crash out videos that he's made?
I don't know. I guess this is something he constantly does. And then who did he talk to? Who are these big industry people he spoke to?
He talked to the real cabal, actually.
Yeah, the actual
this
cabal.
This is proof that the Tea Party doesn't run the world.
Well,
because he didn't talk to us. We're not the cabal he talked to.
Yeah, some other cabal he got in contact with.
We talked to Muda's moved to a new cabal. Fuck this guy.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? He needs to come back. Well, where is Nuxtaku from? Maybe that's...
Well,
maybe that's who he talked to.
Allegedly, I've heard that Nuxtaku is from a country.
Yeah, from a very interesting country. That might be where...
In the desert.
No, I'm just kidding. Jokes. It's just disavow.
Yeah.
It's jokes.
It made me go into some level of, thinking for myself, really mentally assessing where I am. And it caused me to, again, have a bit of a reset. And it's this reset that I want to make videos like this, the one that you're about to watch, in action, not just mumbling words, of content that I want to make in the future. So I want to take accountability for a seriously, fucking shitty video that I made about a week and a half ago.
Why was it shitty?
It's one of those videos where I want to move on past from. I've talked to everyone privately, which I should have in the first place. And,
he did not talk to everyone privately. Again, he talked only to Nux. That's it.
Yeah. Who else? Who else would involve? And he says everyone, like there's a plural amount of people. This is between you and Nux, right? The only other people that would be included in this is Chud.
Yeah, well, another thing I forgot to mention, I mentioned Chud points, like, Chud was mentioned in the video that's deleted like 3 times, right? Wasn't he like, I apologize to Chud, I apologize to Chud?
Yeah.
So that's, even if you try to say, oh, it's indirectly involved because there's just a clip a few months ago. No, actually, the video you fucking deleted had Chud in it.
Like, what is he arguing? He did reach out to Chud, and Chud's just for some reason lying, and he's
Chud's
never
like,
brought it up.
Yeah.
Like he actually did reach out to Chud, and Chud this whole time is just
he's just like, this is a great narrative for me to craft right now. The Muda bucks are too much. I have to say, he didn't reach out to me.
Chud every day, and Chud just like, yes, another stream on Muda.
Oh, I can't wait. It's like, okay, what the fuck?
I can't wait to not reveal this new information. It's like, is that what's going on?
I don't understand.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it comes out to.
Mudahar's just like spamming. He's like, dude, fucking asshole, read my
fucking I responded to you, bro.
Start talking to me, dude.
So ultimately, things have pretty much been resolved, and I don't really think that there's
any
point
guys.
addressing this going on into the future. For the people that, have basically not wanting to watch me because of it, I hope I can earn that view back. For the people that want to give me a second chance, I really appreciate it.
Completionist said this, by the way. This is a completionist
talking points.
Yeah.
Well, again, I mean, do you know how you can get people to give you a second chance? Actually taking accountability and communicating and not doing what the fuck you're doing right now. Yeah. Talking to people, not deleting your fucking video. What are you talking about? You don't actually want a second chance from anyone who's doesn't like you. You're not even making the efforts. You want to sweep it under the rug and move on.
And I want this video to be an example of the kind of stuff that I want to make going into the future. I read a lot of comments from people diehard in the community, people who want more deep web stuff.
maybe make it a weekly thing, which I've been saying for months now. But obviously, when you get caught up in like the whole content drama mill, you do get lost in the sauce. So I want to bring that back weekly. True. Maybe not this week because this video just came out. But maybe cover things like virus investigations. Obviously, go back to Linux stuff, which there is a lot to talk about there. Gaming, a lot to talk about there. We just had the Crazy Game Awards. And if I want to talk about trending stuff, I think I should really stay in my lane and my field of expertise and cover crazy stuff like Scam Tua, which both of us went offline at the same time, and only one of us is.
Isn't that drama?
I guess kind of, but I mean, I think that's what he's saying. He's like, if I want to talk about drama stuff, I should stay in my lane and stick to what I know.
Oh, okay.
That's what he's trying to say.
As like a researcher, not just like petty, like fucking
Nuxtaku,
PewDiePie said the N-word or something.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that.
Has been back so far. And of course, beyond all of that, I definitely want to talk about alien stuff for sure, because it is a passion of mine, and I think I really should be tapping more into the passions that I have. That's been a pretty common theme talking with my friend group.
And by the way, there's nothing wrong with any of this, right? Choosing not to do drama and focusing on your passions and focusing on gaming or safer stuff and stuff that you actually want to talk about, totally great. That's totally cool, right?
Yeah.
The problem is that the reason why you're pivoting to this type of content is because of this drama that you are now only addressing here and in a very vague way.
Yeah.
There's
after
still a lot
having
of
a
questions.
career, after having a career of being a guy who condemns and shits on people like through drama, that's why this is bad. Is because you're like doing this hard pivot and avoiding accountability completely because of the drama you're in.
Yeah, like I completely agree. Mutahar probably should not be making drama slop because he clearly can't handle it or whatever, or at least currently. Post Sonichu Medallion, definitely not.
Yeah.
He seemed to be pretty good at it in the past, but now, I don't know what the fuck this whole performance was. But yeah, I mean, I agree. He should definitely not be making drama videos, and he should pivot to stuff like what he's talking about right now. The problem is that the reasoning behind that pivot is a little bit, is this coincidental timing again? I don't think so. I mean, I think this is strongly related to this Nux video that I guess you don't stand by anymore, even though
you were super adamant about it for 40 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Extremely passionate.
Oh, man.
But ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, I want to end this off over here. I want to take accountability for that shitty video that I made, and I want to move on forward, and I've resolved everything privately, as I should have. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I want to get back to content that I think ultimately provides more positivity in the world rather than regurgitating negative, pointless, meaningless drama, which does well in the short term.
Pointless, meaningless
drama. Is it really negative, pointless, and meaningless calling out a fucking freak in the community?
I don't know if that's pointless. I feel like, couldn't you say like what Keffels would be pointless and meaningless then? I mean,
yeah, that's still like relevant. It's not exposing bad people is not bad. You're not adding negativity to the world by calling it. I mean, there's plenty of drama content that is just pointless negativity. Obviously,
that's true, of course.
But not all drama content is bad, and honestly, not all negativity itself is bad.
No, it's not. And I think that the stuff against Nux is maybe he just doesn't think it matters enough because like he thinks like Keffels is like scammer, fucking groomer, stuff like that. Nux is just. He has like these other little things, but obviously they're not as bad, which is true. Obviously, I think Keffels is way worse. But still, it's not like because you've covered someone worse, you can't cover Nux when he does fucked up shit and he has fucked up stuff in his past. You just have to move past. That's negativity. That's too much. That's pointless. What, is it just because he's associated with you? That's why?
I don't know, man. Shit.
But is not good for your channel going forward. And I just want to take this time to, again, apologize to my community, take accountability, and make content that, realistically, a lot of the people that watch me for the longest time have been around for, that have basically been starving. But, hopefully I can earn your trust and earn some level of admiration back. If not, that's cool. If so, awesome. But that being said, let's get to Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yes, I love Metal Gear Solid.
Yes, I'm selling out.